ka Friday ne re ile ko Bonington ke na le Gruera no le tsididim e bera Bonington a re tswa Bonington e bera ko sekolo se le se bidiwa manna mara se sa BKT sa primary ke Kudura
ora go
no it's Kudu
se bitswa ma se re o sna na tshela ya BKT ha o sna na heta butchara mo lefteng sekolo sone se ha steba
dipeto
ne rile go dipeto go le ko so ra re ile gona ha le go helo no go le ro lenyana mon fluentsene mon ampore ke swa ka studying fit
I rest my case
le like go re be dimpitala ke le gone ne gile. Otherwise, how was the week? How was the weekend?
The week was good, folks. Weekend, I think this weekend ne go le ka ko Serowe, cause Japi ko gae, ele the Eastern Bloc. Remember Western e fedile, Northern e hedile. Now it was Eastern.
Western ke mta go ne na go ne gona le COVID o ntse go te Western e tshware ke.
Western ke le ya Mageb City ba e winwe ke Mageb City.
O misitse jo go bola ile radio moment wa.
O ile go school boys.
Ha o bona ke rata division ya. Division ka ba e ka pina. Nya le ga le tswelela Western ke ka ke go West.
Why is it car he got the joke? Ke ba ja pile e. La ke ke la e tshwere.
So ba tsamailang ko Serowe. Ko Serowe ke go tsameka bo eyes on the ball.
Yes, more far eyes on the ball la tile. A relatile mesha tot.
We lost sight of the ball. Di ba tile gore bola.
A relatile side, but all in all we win ke Granada, so they'll be going to the top 4 for the third time in a row.
That always here.
And it's the only one so far from the 3 block stages Erbonangile a repeat. From those two ko Northern it's a new team, ko Western it's a new team. So I yet to see on the
double action is not going.
So I yet to see gore between BDF, Royal Fighters, Zodiac Collabo and Gaborone United ya go tsewa ke mang ka di 22 tsa June.
Aha, Mr. Milongo, welcome to the show.
FOX Vatsida.
O gila ile tsa go nna le solo le ngwana.
No, I
le toni la go mona ka re la le solo. O bo nna tota la itaka o clean tota ya ka le solo.
No, I guess go ga rate force here.
Ke ta go zamela di sticker re ngaparetse kolo ya gago. Le pipe extra.
No.
Very lowara ya.
No, it's not my things. Those are not my things.
How was the week? Ke sure no lebeletse different tsa ko Europe.
Yes, total before that total ratile go bolwa ke serame this past week. It was very cold.
I hate winter.
Same here.
Mona winter mbora right?
Yeah, but my focus in all mo the last friendlies before ka Friday Euro 2024. Yeah, Simola, and also we were looking at the 2026 World Cup qualifiers mo Africa. Di tlhopane di tshameka ga gabiki.
Re swekile re le Italy ko kwa under 23 Euro nyanele. Kana ke under 17. Ke under 17 re swekile nka ba tsere bona malakira ba ba isa go.
No, but I think
Euro nya ba go. No,
I think it's
ara bola kwa Zurich.
No, I think Italy got a solid team. Go akanna.
I guess ke di fixture they're in a group with Spain. Spain is going to embarrass them.
Yeah, Spain, I think Croatia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they might not make it out of that group.
Yeah, we'll see. But I get on a both third best.
Yeah, do it's about third best. They do the silly. Team inside the joy the LP. Hey, but say like Kim Wolf.
Hey, Makimo.
What's up, Brian?
I got the Bible. There is time for everything.
Hey.
Time to cry. Time to laugh. Time to be happy. Time to be sad. Time to plant. Time to uproot.
Well. Well, I'm
good. Kera go ate
well.
So ne re mo di playoff the Premier League, it's a first division Premier League promotional playoffs, which was determined who will go to the Premier League from first division, Modagase versus Santos rather. And then in the southern block we also had Majuing, Maletamo, Taung, Buikaho, and also Bulerufi. So my Taung Ren, they made it on the last day. They're the champions. It's It's the Southern Regional Promotional Playoffs. So they will be in First Division 2024-2025. Yes. And then go the First Division, Motlakase versus Santos. Santos went into Palape. They switched off all the lights there, and there was nothing left. They safely landed in the desert. Now Desert now is safe. They will be also be in the First Division next season, while Flamengo Santos now they have been promoted to Botswana Premier League for 2024-2025 season.
Who are manyano go north?
Go north go wa tse two tse ne di ntse di wa. Go wa Green Lovers be go wa le Pilikwe.
Oh, go north go le team ile 1.
Go le 2.
No Premier League.
No First Division.
Kera Premier League.
Premier League be go wa 11 Angels.
Ele 1.
Yes.
This is why replay effect that thing e mehala ho.
It's
Ehe.
today there is no replay effect.
Kante hale first gat the north and south ke here strong.
In terms of
In terms of strength.
the league.
North division north division south.
I've always submitted or the northern part. The league at this is intense in the sense that the teams they get tested, they travel longer distances. So when you travel longer distances, there are a lot of dynamics in the league. And then when you take the north, most of the teams that are congested around radius ya Gaborone 50 meters, except how we are journey and then uboya ko desert now. So in terms of the competitiveness there, dynamic. So in the north, I always submit this, or the north is the most difficult and is the competitive league.
Motlapile are by Moabi S Kitchen. Dia netsa Setswana. Umpie go mo page 81. Letabelem palates. 720. Kels. Mogwa modimo. Wa bo a o ikgwela. Go twai.
If you want something
Kels. Resimola from the left to the right. Kels.
More food like Remili the answer.
Unless as wa go hereka.
Una ebala.
No, ha ke tswa ke a randomize o ska wa. Mogwa modimo. Wa ba mo ikgwela Kels go twaya. Ke nna yo ke Fox ke gwa modimo. Modimo. Ha te ke a be ke mo ikgwela.
Ha so re da go te
Bile ha ke batla go kopisa. Sa ne gape sere. Mola khosi wa bo a itaela. Mola khosi.
kore a ke tsore nka e bayang ke
Ebe hela ka sekgo.
kore it's like how bata sengwe kwena o ka sa achieve kore how bata sengwe either you push for it or you don't push for it. So if you don't push for it, you won't reap what you sow. If you don't plow,
O mo ha boka out of 10 more. 30 out of 10.
30%.
30%, 3 out of 10. O mo ha boka wena.
Nka mo ha 5 out of 10.
O mo hela.
For attempt.
Mo wa modimo wa ba o ikgwela e ra gore e re go hutsa motho yo mongwe o tshogane ka phutso eo e ka go diragalela le wena.
If you wish something bad, hint.
Mola ya khosi o ra khosi re khosi yo tsena late at after 6 a bolawe
mme wa le bala
go ka go iragala le wena gore o tsena after 6. So ha o la khosi re khosi a go nne yana ka moso khosi wa apply the very same thing mo go wena. Mola khosi
tere mo gwa dira wa di kgwela.
mo gwa dira wa ba di kgwela.
Mr. Nakana ke tse Setswana.
Nyamiri go rutile sengwe a kere ta ke batele ke no ke tsena mo
Why?
ke tsena mo laita ka wa misima e tlhatsa metsi ke se ane sa bo 646 mo bukeng ya rona ya Motlapele a reng by Moabi S Kitchen diane tsa Setswana o mo tswala kere ehe 464 gate ke 646 misima e tlhatsa metsi.
Ke santle ke supa.
Ke dirisa mo sentence.
Yes.
Lenyalo la ga Molfo ne le monate mo go maswe. Batho ba ipsina ebile misima e tlhatsa metsi. a mona ke go e beetse kana ebile nte ke go e beele mo mpepeneneng e ne le mantshwa a ngwana misima e tlhatsa metsi mona ke go e beetse o tla bo mpalla
ya gore dijo ne di le dintsi
batho ba jela ba kgora mo medirong mo ebileng ba tlogela dijo di ntse bolleka fela go buiwa jale ka bona ke go kopisitswa ke tla mo go kopiseng mof ke go rabaletse maharaso
o bone nako
ke na kwa play go se 2 minutes intsi mafoko ntwa ga a thusanwe mafoko ntwa ga a thusanwe
mafoko ntwa ga a thusana
mafoko ke ntwa ga a thusana
ore mona o ntse ra ipuela kganya
go itse re itse guess mafoko a batho ba ipua ke a bone fela go seka ga tsena ope o sele mo go bone
ompa boka yana
ke na le tsheng go binne mamogolo
go nne mo
go binne mo for la ke yana ya re bile botoka no na le 10 pula like that
sure
o no top
that's because that's the play rules go ka ke to khamola
o to topenya ke bone re ela iti
Spalabanyana. The music you love is on 105.1 FM. YaronaFM. At Fox Patimo on Twitter and the gram.
Vatsira King Molf.
yo
Kunti jambra yaka.
no ke zere 5 liters la relaxer ke imoti
We modile rile. Kanti sanze le relaxer.
Yeah.
Go santse go ira gona le ngwe bogolo go te ga te black like me.
Yeah.
E sanze le
nga ke tsavi na ke besa ka taka lovely
le skamo sa pikara o no se skamo sa pikara.
a ke ja bibolo ne ke se ka mara o ka ka mara le afro
O ka rona le afroela.
yeah just a bit yeah
a ke ona e talent to dread at go
Na ke tsena go msalo a pula ne ke khatha dikhathe tsa ga shaba ranks. Shaba ranks. Mo ke rona le mosego a ngwe ile bile ka side nka ha go nna le line yana. Ne ke le maswe.
At Fox Patimo on Twitter and the gram. Play rules and regulations with King Mall on the world famous Sunday Soccer Show.
This segment is not about social conformity, nor to interfere or intervene with any event or proceedings out there. What we discuss here is not preemptive nor prescriptive, but it is descriptive of the best practices as articulated and exemplified under FIFA, CAF, BFA, and of late the Botswana Football League statutes. Without any further ado, folks, in this segment we are going to look at different types of statutes that exist in football to say what are the instruments that as football people we should be able to use. One, we have a constitution. So a constitution usually governs how an entity or an association must be ran. It spells out the registration process, it spells out how the AGMs are supposed to be run, it spells out the disciplinary actions that can be taken against any other individual who is part and parcel of an association. And also, it tells you what happens to the association if at any given point the association is going to be dissolved. And then we have the play rules and regulation. The play rules and regulations are a document that stipulates how a particular competition is going to be played. For example, your cup matches, your league matches, or any other competition that the association is actually organizing. So it tells you in terms of the default, in terms of the laws of the game that are going to be used, in terms of it tells you all the process that you are supposed to use when you protest for a particular incident. Then it also the behaviors that are actually accommodative in a particular sport. And then we have the laws of the game. The laws of the game is a statute that spells out what laws will apply in a particular sport. For example, in football, we have 17 laws of the game, or law 1 up to 17. They tell you about how the players are supposed to dress. They tell you about the decisions that are going to be made. They tell you about the interpretation of decisions that the referees are supposed to make during a particular a game or match. And then we also have the club licensing regulations, which are a document that spells out how teams are supposed to be professionalized in Africa or in Botswana. In Botswana, we also have our own club licensing regulations, which we adopted from the CAF club licensing regulations. This tells you in terms of various segments of your finance, your administration, your infrastructure, your coaching, how those people are supposed to behave, what kind of qualifications they are supposed to have to say they've actually passed the club licensing. So the play rules and regulations look at that in terms of various statutes that we actually have in Botswana to say we have the constitution, we have the play rules and regulations, we have the club licensing regulations, and we also have the laws of the game. Yeah, you predict the same. A lot.
Okay.
Understanding the rules of the game. Play rules and regulations with King Molf. Like, subscribe, follow. YaronaFM on the socials. At YaronaFM on TikTok, Twitter, and the gram. YaronaFM on Facebook. Like, subscribe, follow. Live the music. This is the world famous Sunday Soccer Show. Sundays, 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox. On YaronaFM. At Fox Patimo. On Twitter and the gram.
Schema, so horror what a feel about steam. Body food, body feel. I remember the beat, it's the game. Like a rock star on stage, whiling out guitars. I gon' break the bars, I'm so safe. Kicking it with all my hombres. The pinch it zaka. Hakuna Matata. Me now look for trouble, don't find me. Double D's, double cups, broads on fleet, one tall. Boss Paula, how Paul already disappear at Jaka Motorola. We gon' keep trending. Boss, we gon' keep trending. Weekdays, leading weekend in Naridi Champion. Champs and trade. Size ya molenza kwe. Finna get it jumping.
Wow, the beat pump. Wanna at the milk, you say, well, something. Smoke on this spot. The chitty live on a come shot.
Finna get it jumping.
Wow, the beat pump. Wanna at the milk, you say, well, something. Please turn it up. Baby, see your pretty face. Baby, hips slimmer. You're king of the audition. I know what you're thinking. You probably thinking, gee, money, why not? Girl, my name Booty, how you doing, cutie? Give my booty one booty, and you got that. Swear it's fine. Let me put a stamp on it, get satisfied. On a label, boom bap, how you do that? Who produced that? Wanna do an interview? Yeah, sure. I'm sure and tall. Wait till we all on tour, yeah, we gon' stand tall. Jacka tall, let's move when you know the trouble was strong.
Finna get it jumping.
Wow, the beat pump. Wanna at the milk, you say, well, something. Smoke on this spot. The chitty liver never come shot.
Finna get it jumping.
Wow, the beat pump. Wanna at the milk, you say, well, something.
This is Ditlo Boa by Samba T and QBO. Together they are called Kundalini. This was the first single of the first project. Last year they released a single about a promise gore Kundalini release something new, and we are definitely looking forward to it. Hey bana Samba tabana.
Mabutani, Lerato, Limo 101.5 FM, YaronaFM. This is the world famous Sunday soccer show. Sundays, 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox on YaronaFM. Sunday Soccer Show, Sundays, 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox on YaronaFM, at Fox Patimo on Twitter and the gram. Seruwe Rihahela Mwanaka, the hottest number all day on 102.9 FM, YaronaFM.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the station, its management, nor its advertisers.
This is the hot seat on the Sunday Soccer Show.
It's 6:31 on YaronaFM. Today we have a poll question. Who are the top 3 players in the Botswana Premier League after the season that just ended? You can send us a voice note to our WhatsApp line +267 391 1066.
Top 3 players, it's a Dumela. Top 3 players, it's a Premier League Yarona. Firstly, I think it's like what will be the Nicolas overall Nicolas Zakem.
Hey, what's up, guys? You know what? I love this show just because of this guy called Fox, the hood goon. Correct, this guy. I have this type of feeling already. He's been in the hood, or like the way I exact that, the way Abuangata this nigga has been in his jail, and he knows that type of lifestyle. Yeah, man, I love this show just because of you, my nigga. Keep it up. You have that type of fire, don't worry. You know, each and every Sunday someone has to listen to this show, bro. Yeah, man.
Hey, big up. What about the top 3 players in the Premier League? Voice note the entire Ari. I also try PLL. Yeah, it's a big hey, rare voice note. Listen to text that time. Voice note. Home radio order. Come on, go detect it.
Top 3 players, it's a Dumela. Top 3 players, it's a Premier League Yarona. Firstly, I think it's like what will be the Nicolas overall Nicolas Zakem.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the station, its management, nor its advertisers.
Zakem, Nicolas Zakem. Best 3 players, go on about.
Kels, hopefully we're not under professional. Who are the top 3 players in the Premier League after the just ended season?
I think for me, I'll go for Tato Sisingi. Tabang Sisingi.
Tato Kema.
Tabang Sisingi.
Tato Kema. There is somebody in your life who be doing Tato Kema. Ojola le Tato.
Oh no, baby.
Ngadi mafundu awa. Siya password. Both type Tato. Google Tato. ga ba sedi ke ba bua maina la seno stay se ka batho se ka bona board Thabang Sisinyi.
So I don't need to mention reasons.
No, you can evaluate. But Gerala Thabang Sisinyi is the top goal scorer. He made things happen for joining Galaxy.
And his consistency. Although the goal but there's there are different factors to that effect. But I think he deserves to be in that top list. And then Mosha Laoli, I'll give him this one. I think
boyfriend
no.
I'll give him this one.
I'm saying this because this year we've seen a bit of growth from Mosha in a sense he was not only being a defender but he was also playing the sitter role and actually scoring more goals, you know, and
you got him right.
Okay. Comfortable happy done. Hey, I was looking for, you know, goalkeepers, but I failed. I failed because I was trying to you know, less, more clean sheets, more consistency. But
No, I don't think he got more cleans. I think
Kidambi you and Kidambi boys
didn't play majority of
no, in terms of the games that he
played
had.
and goals considered.
Yeah.
But overall over a season, I wouldn't give it to him.
So I couldn't go to that. So
On a top 2
it can a top 2, but what nga
Sukunyetsa Siban.
Velapi. Nga sukunyetsa velapi.
Aw.
Ngamshukunyetsa.
O lebella bolo right. No motho a bolo. Ke la ntla kuta mo itse go ana ke nna le wena la ba re dumela mo velapi kana mo la tseng right.
Because ke feel gore okay, sorry, not feelings. What I've seen is
you think
what I've seen is heart maker. He puts the heart, he puts the fighting spirit, and he tries to, you know, do what
he leaves everything on the pitch.
Exactly. So I think those are the three that nka show by Behu.
Hey, Kizeki. Leza Kemuli Nicolas Zakem. Kana ora ya tori. Sinenze hetai. Footballer na kuntubiwa tataka the administration instead of, you know, the players, the teams. Kana ya rubula back page Fox ya la GBFA. Bakubile Zakem. Kantela ba batla Zakem. Kantela Zakem o Easter court. Kantela kita bo se bego. Ra o bua lenga bo Masandami, Masandami hatema. Mosadami. Ke mathata. Hey thala. Fokoje.
Whatever it's top 3.
My top 3 will be Oliver.
One of you guys is going to have to agree with the listener because you are not in touch with them. I get about to Baron. So I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. I didn't see him, but anyway, I was saying.
How about the newspaper?
Okay, I will do that next season.
Okay.
But for the past season, for me, I will go for Oliver Ramotse, Mashitawa captain. What a season! He's also in the national team at the moment. I go to joining Galaxy. I would go with Daniel Msandami. I think he was the best player in the league last season for me. The third one will be GU, the striker, Malaudi Danger Khalifang. I think I saw a lot of improvement in his game. I've watched most of the games at GU, and he's one player where he gave 200% every game.
But how about Limbo?
Yes, 2 years. Zimbabwe, he started the game, World Cup qualifier. Habajwa 2 not Lesotho. Yes.
Hey, Mr. Fox, Nahela Senkasiba, Tlamelo Polakano, the guy from Galaxy, Thabang Sisinyi, Womoketa Tsaya Mampo, Wabararo Keta Tsaya,
King Wolf, top 3.
Yami.
Hey. From the past season, 23-24.
Kezek.
Sure, like that. ka re tsotso re ska nna ka re ba retsi ba no siko
Kezek
re mo
1 Kezek 1 Nicholas 2 3 Nicholas Zakem.
Michael Tinye of Security Systems played his heart out this season. He really showed up when his team needed him the most. And I just don't get why he didn't get to be selected for the national team. I can also go for Gidbel Baruti at John Galaxy. He really was instrumental in that middle of the park. So yeah, and then the captain Taulinanya, he marshaled that defense so well from Cape to the domestic to this domestic league. So those are my top 3. I wouldn't mention Sissin because Neta is exceptional.
So malato aga Sissin ko ro exceptional ga le mo mention ka ro exceptional logic e ga ke tlhaloga wa itsuri yo batai mo ngata ka le mepe di losi di mola tele go Blue Jacket Street kwa di mo tsogore ke buira ya. And on the line we are joined by resident analyst coach Mupulisi Raitsanye aka Afcon to find out gore ene o bone manga tsa bakela mo seasoning e ntseng e hela. I particularly like this boy because o rata development ke motho o kgonang go bona gore mo future rang hape ke motho a go coach di team tse di sokola so ka re ha ya sokola o sontse re ha lebelle malekinyana ba golang e seng di finished product ata di introduce mo di competition but say ra King Afcon
go John Fox
shapo braya
ya mnat
ora gara ka ene malatsinyana
sambi ke tile re ke le gore season e le ke bona gore ya go thusa ba e ba na le thata gore ke to go ba thusa
tsenya application re pagame ko Santos re tlhoka assistant ka la wala assistant e tshwana le wena bo le Hatsil
no to Marialo coach Parazai Mandiro ga le thalo wa nthala ba re assistant coach wa ne mo botswa.
Good to have you here my king. Gompieno gore re tsore khanye e leng gore e simple me gape ya thata gore who are the top 3 players in the Premier League when we look at the just ended 23-24 season. Wana o bone boma?
Number 1 Moshafan Kahaolao. He has been one player who has been very consistent throughout the season. He doesn't blow hot and cold.
Hey mona tu down in the home mona o ga re gona le disturbance o ha ka e go
but ha ke le ntwe go shapo ya
stella mo right in disturb di le 3
ra ka utlwala
no bua ka moshaka ola o le mmo ke ho
the good Fanta is one player who's been very consistent throughout the season. The player half fluctuate in a range of out of 10. Half fluctuate between 1 and 10. Only a consistent base to me, rank at 7. Hormone making out of 10 will give you a 7 out of 10 performance, and at the maximum will go up to 9 or 10. Is one player if you it wasn't a matter of form for him this season. He was very consistent, and for me, to declare Fox before he's my player of the season.
Wow, that's how impressive he was. And then number 2?
Number 2, I'll give it to Taban Sissinyi because of the consistency in terms of scoring goals. For attackers, we need goals, and Taban Sissinyi has been consistent in giving Jwaneng Galaxy the necessary goals to win them the championship. For him to win the Golden Boot for the second time consecutively, if not the third, but I know what it's for the second time. So it shows how consistent he is. Fox, how consistency. There are players who who show up balemo for a certain period of games. O go itala ile gore hapelenyana ha le ba fader for a certain period of games can't lenyana ba buile, but these are players ba ile gore o itse gore you can rely on. Ya ka re bua ka Thabang Sesini is one player ile gore you know gore mo season you get you double figures in terms of goals.
Consistency botlhokwa. In terms of the players tsa itla itlhelang go season e a le blind, the next season e be ka re go a tima, consistency sa khone go nna teng even though they are surrounded by quality. What do you think are the reasons behind that?
Yes, the reason it began it depends on the team. Now go no khona itela le gore player khona go affectiwa ke go change ga ba ka this. One coach will come in and he'll get the best out of a player. Then the coach then the next coach comes in. The other factor is very critical for me is the attitude of the player in terms of mental strength. The players they'll perform very well, but once they get into the spotlight, and they get swallowed by the limelight, they say me, they lose focus, or performance drop. But there are many contributing factors, but for me, those are the top two factors.
How do you as a coach look out for that and address it once you see it?
It's very important to have one-on-one sittings le batshamiki, especially batshamiki ba sentle gore o bua le ene o tlhaloganye gore mentally go iragala mo go ene. I think one of the good things relating go steki di bone mo ditlhopheng tsa mo gae it's unfortunate, but but they had a life coach and I think they still do. But in that regard, whereby we could say the technical team could recommend sessions for a player, or a player as an individual would ask for sessions in terms of focus and everything else that surrounds them. Yeah, that you folks again. The contributing factors are because of the personal problems that are having share at a personal level.
And player number 3?
Player number 3, my favorite right back in the country, Alfred Velaki. He's one consistent player. I think Velaki, unless injury can suspension, and he's hardly suspended. Otamika almost 98% of the games that Gaborone United and almost 90% of the games the senior national team. He's one player he's got a consistent performance at his worst. Okampa Ranger Elephant, Okampa 7 out of 10. And at his best, Okampa 8, Okampa 9, Okampa 10 out of 10.
You know, one of our analysts here who mentioned Velapi, maybe 2, or 3. What do you think needs to happen for the glory and the recognition that he deserves? What do you think needs to happen for Velapi respect the praise he deserves? Because it's not often you hear him being praised.
The problem folks, the position defenders worldwide, even mobile one, they don't get the recognition they deserve in terms of their performance. Velapi has been consistent for the past 3 or 4 seasons. At club level, even at national level. He's one player who can afford Hana competition for me, he's the only right back coaching. There's this young boy who can either play as a right back or a center back, so he will fill in whenever. But local national team, until of the recent national team call up, we've been trusting Velapi to be the only right back most squading, because we are sure of his performance, we are sure of his consistency.
And also o motho o ratang go sala di-playera tse di upcoming morago malaitinyana ba below the age of 22. Did you see any this season ba o dumelang gore in the next 2 or 3 years ba tla be ba shine?
Yes, unfortunately, folks, Batswana Batang Kakola Gorlating, I don't have the correct name for the young boy or Tamikanko security systems. I think he's 17 or 18, with Tamikaile Ilwingara. He's the only under 20 player. Well, he's been trusted more Premier League, game, and instances whereby he has scored goals for systems and he has been brought in as a sub to change the game. Nka batla leina la gagwe ga ke tsere amfana ya no nka batla leina la gagwe but ha ke santse ke batla leina la gagwe ba ke bua ka the second player ke re gona le Thabo Babutsi for Township Rollers or Tamikang in center back. He has this season been slotting the center back position in the absence of Simisani Matu. And Haler Kakulala Center when I remember Simisani Matu is available for close to 10 games, and this partnership they were able to produce close to 8 clean sheets. He has really fit in well, and for him, one thing good about him, when we have youngsters they are used more the backup players, despite that he still finds it in himself to be cool and calm and have the mental strength to say, I will just wait for my time, but whenever I'm given the opportunity to play, I will play to my level best. And he has really done for Township Rollers this season.
Ko system se ke ene Raymond wetsuite
just number 23.
He's the one you are talking about.
That boy has a bright future ahead of him, and he's one player at a personal level. Coach, I believe, national team just for the exposure. Lahaga ska tamega mehaga traveler abona gore international standard in Sejang rekatara raja kunti mo go ene mo isago.
And lastly, Zebine Tsameka Uganda ka Friday. Do you have anything positive for the players and the technical team to try to encourage them ahead of our next game?
Yes, folks, if folks, how the team is Tsameka, you should be able to analyze the team. And it was very simple to analyze our national team because they had a very solid structure defensively. They did well defensively, and that's something we should carry forward to say, okay, we're a team that can defend very well. Now let's work on our attacking. But in terms of our structure, like defensively, we're very solid. We just need to fine-tune our defensively, the winner ball. How do we transition now into an attacking mode? Because when necessarily laying down. But the boys gave it their best. We went as far as the 75th minute before conceding the goal. And we'll take the positives. There's a lesson to be learned in every loss. And I think the technical team, and they'll review the game, give the game analysis and give the feedback to the boys, and for sure we'll get a positive result or a positive performance against Somalia on Tuesday.
And for the teams that you fire, where do they contact you?
Folks on my usual number, 714-87140 and 743-48185.
Thank you so much, my king. We appreciate you and the insights that you are giving us. Analysis ya Botswana football. May God bless you until we talk to you once again next time.
Thank you very much, Uncle Fox.
Sure. That was Coach Afcon Mopulisi Raitsani telling us about his top 3 players in the Botswana Premier League for season 23-24. At the top of that list, player of the season, ke Mosha Khaolaul. Udumale.
I had
Brazil ke Mosha kana ke Moshe.
Mosha.
No,
I can understand why he's saying that. When you talk about consistency, he comes tops. He is Mr. Reliable for township rollers, Mosha.
Hapana le defender.
Exactly, and he is one thing which I've also realized lately is that he's versatile. Una time against a double pivot with the Zebras on Friday, alongside Hape Muhutio. And Luko Rolla sometimes so go right begging as well. So he's Mr. Reliable for
that. How do we pizza John O'Shea go training? No me to Jonathan O'Shea.
Oh,
kana position as I said like keeper right. Ka go logala la Congo ba tshotse Arsenal e tshotse re bile league be ba ya latela go ne se bile ma stadium sa khona yana set.
Ko Haibere.
E be ba ya latela go de kwa na go ere ba ya khagola 3 mil. Gola le bole ngwe ke le la rotse ja cross e be e tola mongwe le mongwe e be e tsena. Ke a tshwanetsa batho ga right. It's a goal. Whether I was trying to cross or what, it's a goal.
Igila wela yo ngwa gape go infield they are with clear bolo be heletsa go and they won 1-0. I will remember that game because never perkiteng were white. I remember that game very well.
Kana ba balela ke batho ba Ferguson. Hela ha tshota Champions. Me Champions e go zuwa no bala ba Champions League mo nna mo gona a di tshobela mo molo mo di Champions League di tsikana ne le tsori yo se ba gata go bola BV. King Wolf, what did you learn from what we just heard from Coach Mopulisi Raitsani?
I think like he mentioned the folks, consistency for players is very important. And then you listen to his analysis. They were actually sober and they were coming from a coach's point of view. He justified why Mosha is actually the player of the season, of which, as he was explaining and mentioning his reasons, they were very consistent as well. I've watched Mosha, rescuing township rollers. Got the goal, got the late goals, and when he's in the field of play, he gives them a lot of shape. And just to bring in again Babutsi that he also alluded to, he's also under the guidance of Mosha. It shows you Mosha is not only best as a player, but in terms of also now grooming other players, he's able to do that. So as a leader, there should be a succession plan. You are not judged on your ability to lead people, but you are also judged on the people that will come after you to say, I have groomed so and so that when I'm not there, you are still going to see the consistency that needs to be there in terms of performance. So he sold Mosha to me with that aspect alone, to say Mosha is doing his best, and also now he brought in this Babutsika. And you look at the young man that he spoke of, Waku security systems as well, and it shows you that Afcon doesn't only look for the big guns. He also concentrate on development, to say, there's one boy that we also need to look out for. And that's a holistic approach, to say high levels of football, we only talk of players who are well known. We only talk of players that play for the big teams. And then we get clouded because of the like and the love that we attach to these teams, but we don't look at the talent holistically. And then you don't doubt Taban Sisi. 3 seasons in a row, folks. He's one of the best players in this country. He has done very well. He has done so well for himself. But unfortunately now, the team performance doesn't translate to the national team performance. But on the flip side, you say there's a lot that the boys has actually learned over the years. Even that participation in more the CAF Champions League, it gives you an option. Or this player, even if he doesn't score goals, he's able to work together with the rest of the team. I think even in his closing, when he mentioned the Zebras' performance as well, you could actually see, if you're looking at that game, you should be able to appreciate the job that Johann Galaxy has put through in our football, because you look at how Pogo was managing the game, Fox, from the back. He was so in control of that, and you could see that there was a lot of understanding in terms of how the team wanted to play. You know, the goal that we considered, it was a goal of what we wish should happen in terms of how we are supposed to play. A lot of us, we want to attack, but the moment we attack, we expose ourselves defensively. And people will still blame the coach for the very same thing that the coach doesn't want, or for the very same thing that, you know, we're not supposed to do. To say, if we could just, maintain that defensive prowess and defensive structure, folks, you know, and it shows you how much details football has always been. To say, we need to accept our level as Botswana. And we look at our top goal scorer now. How many goals did he score? He scored 16 goals. It shows you in terms of, scoring prowess. Yes, of course we are there, but we are not there. It's a 30 league game. We expect him to do 24, 80%, but 16. 50.6 somewhere there. We are still lacking. So where are our strengths? Our strengths in defensive. To say we are able to defend for the longest time, and the game here we now 0.5 score line. So it shows you as a collective we are still lacking, but our strongest point is defense, and our best player, like Afcon mentioned, is a defender.
Wow. Hey, let's deep supporting our players once they sort of like reach stardom. Or there is so much that is going on, including in their personal lives, that we really need to look into. And he said, big ups to Masita Okabana le Dunumelo Masali. Like the last time I checked, Jeremiah Hanko Niko Lenanza Batusa. So what do you have to add towards that? Because tactics and training alone might not be enough, Kels.
Fox, this is very true, because when Ramapulusi mentioned the attitude, like the mental strength of the players, to say how strong are our players able to, manage, the stands and the crowd. It doesn't only end Golebale. It also comes on to social media. It also comes on to their responsibilities as individuals, kolapeng, personally, and how they manage those factors, as well as their relationships that they have with people. This may be, their couples, this may be with their friends, this may be their family. And it's very important for managers. I'll put it on to managers, because I believe it is the responsibility of managers, not coaches, of managers to bring in that support, to say, we need mental or life coaches to address and speak to our players in all areas. And then it also frustrates them that it's like ba sokola outside the field, and then they take it sometimes to the field, ba digressa in terms of performance. That's why it is very few that are consistent in the EPL, but some are not. And when you sit down and maybe try to unpack the factors that are causing the inconsistency, is just going through a lot of things off the field. So I would really urge, managers to put an emphasis and make that available for players, because Mofu, you'd remember that we've somehow lost quite a number of players in the EPL because of these social ills that are going through, and then that end up now causing it's a career football. So it's something that managers need to put it forth before no disciplinary hearing, let's address those rebatus.
I think folks remember Paco was here a while back, our township rollers, and we looked at various players. I even mentioned it to say it's not like township rollers don't have your good players in the country. It's just that they play in bits and pieces, whether they play in patches, meaning they don't play all the games consistently. And I even mentioned that you can get the best player from wherever, but as an township rollers, he's a forgotten star. I give you an example of Morgan Hasitsi, who was a top goal scorer for first division at Nico United at the time. He helped Nico to get promoted. He vanished. You look at now Thabo Wechuma. He was a starter He even during Thabo, he was also playing, but now he has vanished. And then they brought in one boy, an amazing boy. People don't know that boy. Philip Kaku, he played your school sport games. Games, Africa games, and he's one of the best performers. Why is will tell you when that boy gets into the field of play, I go crazy, folks. That's your next Abidalis, that's your next Manudi Chupos. They don't over elaborate on the ball. He masters the KISS concept. Keep it simple, short and simple. That's what the boy does. But you look at where he has been at Township Rollers. He's nowhere to be found. And it's all because of the social issues that we spoke of, to say these teams are not the psychological support for these players. They just bring these players without actually having paid much attention on their background, having learned who these players are, having learned their adaptability level and adaptability skills, to say, will they be able to adapt to what we are doing in the team? And adaptation, folks, is not only you be able to fit in as a glove, it's also the transition that needs to take you through as a process, to say, this is Township Rollers, this is how we do things, and on board this player, as a process like that. Not blind Township Rollers, and we forget to actually onboard them, that transition, so that we help them to settle. I've looked at how Mastako is actually dealing with Inosa, Monty. And I've said to people already, 11 Angels, they do a lot of good work, folks, in terms of player development. But I'm not sure if they are doing a lot in terms of human development. There are a lot of players who came from 11 Angels, very, very good players. There's one boy that I love. I used to be very close to that team. Ubijwa Manyama. Manyama was the first player to be called to the national team. That's our second division. Peter James Butler. And people were like, who's this young boy? That was Manyama, 11 Angels. Manyama was bought by Johnny and Galix. Manyama even played one of the games at the Champions League. Do you know where Manyama is now? Manyama is back with 11 Angels. There's one boy called Quinton Mukoka, one of the best left backs. Remember Concept earlier, under 20 North versus South.
Yes.
And these boys that I'm talking about, they're actually part of that team. Quinton, he went to SOA. Quinton went to Murupule. Quinton went to Security Systems. I'm talking about a boy who is 23 years as I'm speaking to you, and it goes back to issue to say this player is more like he's very old, but he's very young. He has played for all these teams, and that's what is happening to a player like Quinton at this age. Already also moving for about 4 teams more Premier League. So we need that, and we help. We need psychosocial support for these players, so that we develop them as human beings as well.
It's 7:05 on YaronaFM. Who are the top 3 players in the Premier League currently? Melton Mokete had a chat with the head coach at Security Systems, and they also discussed this topic.
The YaronaFM Sunday Soccer Show, Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox.
My name is David Leftugotasite. I'm the head coach here, Security Systems Football Club.
Coach, I want us to review the 23-24 season for Security Systems. Or what is your overall impression or your thoughts around how your team performed?
I think to some form standard, the team overperformed. Looking at few things that they came across. One, you look at the coach and the technical team. Kana being an assistant coach, it's more different than being a head coach. So I've been an assistant there since Timmy Palama till last year. So Hoza Timmy, I would say I wasn't expecting that to happen. But the response here, the players to me and the technical team, it was really good. The team, when I took the team, my target was not to relegate the team Yabatu. And when we started going, I realized that maybe the top 8 is possible. We kept on playing up until the last game where we finished on number 4. I can say the team really overachieved.
When did you know you are going to take over the reins from the previous coach?
It was late in the preseason. I I think it was July when I was called in the office. Look, we are going to give you a chance this season. You will be leading the team. And mind you, you didn't have time to try and digest all that. I was told. I wasn't given the opportunity to digest that. I was just told, no, you are going to lead the team this season. It came as a surprise, but I said, look, I've gone all the stages to coaching. How would I know I can be a coach? So I had to take that risk. Mind you, coaching a team for the first time, it takes a lot of responsibility. So it really took me by surprise, but I had to take my chance and see how far can I go.
Any targets that you set for yourself?
The first target was not to relegate security systems, but along the way, when we started collecting points, that's when we started thinking, okay, maybe we can do better. Maybe there are things that we can improve from this.
Now let's delve into the pre-season. What kind of approach now were you coming up with based on what you had that experience as an assistant coach?
I tried to change a lot of things. I don't know if I can say it's a trend or it's a belief. I changed the routine. Take the players for a road work. Maybe they should jog 10 kilometers or what, and then you come and rest them after that. Those are the kind of things that I changed. Even when we went to a gym room, there were certain exercises that we were doing that specifically were targeting the muscles. You are required to lift the weight. So those are kind of things I tried to move away from them. We were having an aging squad. In that instance, I had to make them get involved with the football more. Try to get that connection with the football. So from the day I took over up until the last training session, all our session was football based. I tried to change few things, even how they eat. I emphasized them more on the recovery side of it. Some of our players, they don't take recovery that serious. This thing is part of your work. Immediately after the game, you need to come for training in the morning so that you recover the body and then you get your off. So along the way, they started adapting to that. Or in football, there are certain way to recover.
I want us now to maybe delve into play itself. What kind of play or game model were you trying to implement or teach them during that time of pre-season?
I wanted to bring a new style of play. I signed a young goalkeeper because I wanted my team to start the ball right from the back so that we work it across the zones up until we get to the opponent's half. I wanted players who can believe in themselves, who can have the freedom to play football, who can have the freedom to make mistakes and learn from that mistakes so that next time you become a better player. I brought a different dimension altogether of football, not taking away what the previous coaches were doing, but I wanted them to play football more. As you saw, most of the games, I would play with inverted fullbacks. At some point, I will play with a false nine. At some point, I will play with a defender who comes and add into the midfield and the fullbacks don't go high up the pitch. So there were a lot of variety of the system, but the whole formation, it remained the same. We're still sticking to 4-3-3, but we're varying it there and there.
Now, let's look at the first 15 games of the season. How did your team fare?
The first 15 games, that's where we started to have the belief. Or no, this is possible. To sum it up, I think we started to have the belief. It was the 5th game that we played, which we lost 1 and won 4. That's when we started believing, or no, this is possible. And I think even the players, they were very open to me, or no, coach, whatever you are trying to do, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we hope you won't change it. Let's keep on trying. Even though it's a new thing, but let's keep on trying and see how it goes. That's where we collected match points.
Would you say there was any game or any games within the first round that give you guys a hard time to a point where you felt like you needed to change the approach?
Yeah, the game that I can single out is the game that we played Traffic of Francistown. By then, they were still coached by the Phil Makwengu. They were playing a very, very awkward 4-4-2. We were failing to deal with the second ball because my midfielders were late to come and give support to the rest of the defense. That's why I sat down, I asked myself, is this worth doing it? But I looked at no, I can't change this only because of one game. Though we lost, there are some positives, but we need to concentrate on trying to fix fix what hasn't been going well for us in that game. From that game, it opened our eyes, or if the team comes with this approach here, 4-4-2, how is it possible that you can try and defend it? And I think we learned so much from that game. I wasn't going to change it, even after the players gave me the feedback, or no, look, even though we lost this game, I think there are a lot of positives that we can take from this game than the negatives.
Do you remember how many games you managed to win or lose within those 15 games, and how did you react, especially where losses are concerned?
We won more games than the ones we lost. We might have won 7 games and drew, is it 2 or 3, and the other ones were losses. Even the way we won the game, you would see where there's a team that is more confident on the ball. Even when we lost, our modern game or our way of playing football, we play it in a way that even when we are about to score a goal, you will see where no, the goal is coming. From the games that we lost, it was from our own mistakes. It was from the referee's mistakes. Like if I can give you an example, when we lost to BDF 1-0, the goalkeeper made a mistake, the opponents punished us, and that was the only goal. But when you take the overall performance of the team, you would say, no, maybe the team has played well. Though we have made this error, the team played well. And then you take some instances where the referees make some mistakes along the way. You take the game here, Galaxy. Had we been awarded a penalty on that day, first round, we could be saying a different story altogether. But these are the kind of things that you look back and reflect, or no, may if this mistakes were not made, we could have collected such points. So they are the young boys, those are whom I expected, or no, they will make mistakes along the way. Let them make mistakes and learn from those.
Now, when you sat down with your team at the end of the first round, were there any thoughts around changing the play or approach, or based on what you had learned about all the 15 opponents within the first round?
We sat down and talked about it. The answer that we got was that there are a lot of positives from the play. So why do we have to change it? Because when you look at the players, all of the players, are they that kind of players who can play a certain way, or they are the players who can play a certain way? So it's the information that we got from the players. When you sign this kind of player, what can he give you? Can you change the way he plays? Because if you look at our players individually, when you look at, let me take the front three that I normally used. When you take Flo, is he someone whom you can play the ball into space and expect him to chase after that ball? The answer is no. Bo Dindi, Bo Sesko, with the ability, can you push them inside the midfield and try to put more numbers into the midfield? The answer from there will be, you will be limiting them. So try to play more into their structure, so into their strength, so that you get the best out of them. Hence, we stuck to our plan and we said, no, let's continue with it. Yes, there are some games that we changed here and there depending on the opponent, like the game Yarona Le Galaxy first round. We're playing a direct 4-4-2 with a narrow diamond inside, the overload from the fullbacks. Their style of play will require you to adjust a few things, me not forgetting this is your strength. So I wasn't tempted to change anything, we believed or no. Let's stick to what we are used to.
Overall, would you say in the second round, based on what you learned about this opponent in the first round, you didn't need any changes to your team, or based on certain teams, you were forced to also adapt, not only for joining Galaxy?
Because the teams do differ. You will have Galaxy who overload the midfield with their wingers. You have rollers who will also do the same thing. You will have your GU who will try and play with more of wing play. And like Orapa did first round, even though we managed to win the game, they were playing with a centre back, Ratoho, who was aiding into the midfield. Then there will be 5. And then where you expect the fullbacks to overlap, they will not overlap. They will come narrow to this central defender, and then they remain with 3. So depending on the opponent, because it's not all about you, even the opponents, when they have the football, you are going to be forced to do things as they will happen to challenge you. So we are focusing on ourselves first, then let's see see when they've got the ball, what is it that we can do to try and head them. Even the game plan. You need to have certain game plan to try and approach certain games. You would say, no, this team is strong, Jana. Maybe I can come this way, maybe I can get something. You need to be very smart in terms of trying to give your players much information and adapt to certain things in different ways so that every aspect of football they can tackle it.
If I'm not wrong, the team finished, I think, in the same position last season, or fifth. Is it fifth or
last
fourth?
season we're fifth.
Yeah, so that means you have improved a position higher. So what would you say are your overall thoughts around how your team performed based on the preseason?
My biggest lesson, what I've really learned in football is that you need to have the trust of the players. If your players trust you, anything is possible. That's the biggest lesson. As a coach, you need to trust yourself. Don't be intimidated by anything that you need to believe in yourself. Trust yourself, or no, we've been doing this, let's stick to this. Yes, there are certain games that things will not go according to your plan, but when you review it and see that it's not about how you were playing, but the opponents were smarter than you, you tend to take a big lesson from that. But the most valuable lesson is trust.
Now let's look at the 30 over 30, including the smartness of other coaches within the league. You know, in terms of play across, what is the most common thing amongst them?
I would say most of our teams were playing 4-3-3. Others were playing 4-4-2, BDFC or VTMC or Tafik. Those who were playing 4-4-2, they will bring a different thinking in that regard, because when they play 4-4-2, they are saying, we are going to go direct at you and try to recycle the second ball. You need to adjust to that. Or if they played, how do I deal with the second ball? And then you will have a team that plays with 4-3-3 but have a sole striker and have three behind him with 2 10s, a one attacking. Even those ones, how you tackle them, it will differ from the team that bring flat 4-3-3. So the most important thing is to do your research. You need to be on your toes. You need to research. You need to analyze a lot of videos. Try to look at where there are strong points and weak points. And then when you go to a game, to that game, you wouldn't be guessing. It's something that you have seen, you have tried to address. And like I said before, everything that I brought to my players, because we had that relationship, they trusted me. Everything that I brought to them, they will quickly try to adapt and move with it. And I think it really worked well for us. It really helped us, because I had two generations, the younger ones and the older ones. And these two groups, they came together and supported each other, lifted each other against the odds. And I can only applaud them for the hard work that they've put in all that 30 games.
Now let us sum it up by you giving us the best 3 players. By Logore, how can the award player of the season, you'd say,
it's a tough one, but I looked at they say player Goshua Flamingo. I don't know if he is Zimbabwean or is it something Moyo? Mcebisi Moyo. That's the player. You know, when you look at the team, he's not that stylish, but when you watch the end product of his delivery, he's the one who would come into mind. You go to Galaxy, Baruti. That boy, he has got so much talent. Just that I don't know what is it we either with him or what, but he comes into mind. I will go to the third one. Whom am I allowed to pick my player?
Yeah, you are.
No, I think I would put Sunday there. Sunday he was the pillar, the backbone of this team. I think he had one of the greatest season since he came to this country, because we're really fighting a lot, trying to show him the good things. So I would go with these 3.
Thanks a lot, coach. See you next season. Hopefully.
Yeah, no. Hopefully, we'll see each other next season. I hope to keep on growing as a young coach who is unknown. Try to learn from this much experienced players and the experience that I got from the coaches that I worked with here at Security Systems. Let's see how the second season starts, because that's the most difficult season altogether. Thanks a lot, coach. Thank you very much.
That was the hot seat on the Sunday Soccer Show. YaronaFM.
Make the most of your travels with an extraordinary stay at Max Executive Apartments. Experience the perfect blend of comfort, convenience, and savings with our exclusive promotion. If you are traveling from Botswana to South Africa, show us your passport and enjoy a fantastic 15% discount on your accommodation. Whether you're in town for business meetings, exploring the sights and sounds of Sandton, or simply seeking a change of scenery, our hotel offers the ideal sanctuary for your travels. Are you ready to elevate your next stay? Book now and take advantage of our exclusive promotion. Visit www.maxapartments.co.za to make a booking. Max Executive Apartments. More than.
Tebi, my friend, I know you've been planning on traveling. Do you realize that flying is cheaper than driving? Flying? Cheaper? You are joking. Is that a joke? You heard me right. It's not only cheaper, it's convenient and safer. Think of the wear and tear of your car, the fatigue after a long drive, and much more. Lady Aga, you are spot on. I'm downloading the Air Botswana mobile app right now from Apple App Store and Google Play Store to book my flight. Yes, you can also inquire through our WhatsApp line 77019-076. Air Botswana. Going your way.
Breaking news! Join us on the 10th of June at Safana Hyperstore in Gaborone at 12:30 for the launch of the biggest promotion ever to be conducted in Botswana. Come and witness the big reveal of fabulous prizes, exciting specials, and best deals crafted especially for you. Safana Hyperstore Gaborone is located at plot 20608, Block 3 Industrial, off Western Bypass. Be there or be square. Sefalana Saruna, 50 years of creating value.
Blue, black, and white bangers. The hottest BW bangers. Bangers. All day.
Boom. Check this out.
Black and white bangers on YaronaFM. BBW bangers on YaronaFM.
Dumela YaronaFM. Hey, tota nna di khantsa tsa bora se utswa botlhoko ka gore ko ra ka lebana kwa Sten Tshoswane la gore go hale no go nna le tema ne dirilwe go tswa fela go nna di khanya tsone tse a bantshiwa gore go heletswe pelo go no fo sengwe se collapse go rape a kera ntse re tse bora se tshamekile one ne gateletse a go gatella o jile kana ke ne go tsa ne o no re tlana di khantsa gore sira go likia Italy Syria a busula ka re yo ta football ne ke win hela gore tshamekile jang ana o pheka basa na o tsamaka di lombolo ka re ne iraing wini ke win a rona re bola ke gona tso go ya ne re gateletse ampuri ai do tse Fox bana ba rona sala ba le rona sa re nna bana ba re bana ile rena le bana ile rena le bana ba bana ntse ampuri ke a leboga YaronaFM.
Turn it up. YaronaFM. Live the music.
Hey, Uncle Fox. Lele kokola. Top 3 yaka. Play of the season ya wanaza King. Musitwani. Wabutiri ke morena. Kamera busi.
This is the world famous Sunday Soccer Show. Sundays 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox on YaronaFM.
Hausana le machega. Mjolo. Yeah. You're Opelabo. Unbreak my heart, le Tony Braxton. Are she's not my lover, Michael Jackson. Kana hofana kibwaka motele wami. Let me rewind a bit so you understand what happened. So we were Netflix and chilling, you know, relaxing. Kafa kholi yizo tata khole action one thought. Next thing, drink, phone call. Botilelele, duta khola botilelele. Ngwana ntsenya mo filming ka bona fela iphamola fast I shabaga bypass my baby gabate disturbance when it's just us or so I thought kanti ke bubi mo matlong anti di matsa budi mo matlong anti di matsa beauty mo matlong beauty mo matlong beauty mo matlong beauty mo matlong yes little did I know ngwana o dira mathabisa ditlong ene ga ke khone but I know I gotta let her go le fa go le difficulty go fa ke ntse mo sima phika ka di banse ke tsa di chance ba re ke netseng and I can't say we saying bam counseling are kare I call up on an ambulance when I'm in an accident call up on police when I'm on an attack what do I call when I'm in a break I call up on an ambulance when I'm in an accident call up on police when I'm on an attack what do I call when I'm in a when I'm in an accident, call up on police when I'm on an attack. What do I call when I'm in a break? Call up on an ambulance when I'm in an accident, call up on police when I'm on an attack. What do I call when I'm in a break?
Well, ever since I told her booty, she thinks I'm a newbie. Sits on pizza booty, has biggie as long as it's juicy. Oh, last taga, so my last reprat and send a nudie, carmachta, harabuti. I shoot the movie, Karen, wafetella. And I did a jabolo, we calimella. Mari deep down, nigga, batla, hoodie, canella, casandella, freaking nigga, camo send.
Next thing, drink, phone call. Botilelele. You got all about botilelele.
The bezel on the line, as you gilam pizza, just swine, get so heated, trying to like, and take your mohakats blind all of a sudden, not too bad, I got a tear. Hareha kitty when I'm kitty did the bear. Now I'm perplexed, like what's next? Quick, faster, I cannot text quicker than a reflex. I thought that let me confess. Okopane lena kena le mo. Salere jola le batsadi ba mui. A tswelela ka go ntubela santlo. A re bonyaro le mafoko ale I see. Kare my baby kanto jola le mang. A re tota khiteda ka o ka se no eat. But one thing you should know, ka se tap the streets. A re ka itaya double up ka strata se digile ba le bant.
When I'm in an accident, call up on police when I'm on an attack. What do I call when I'm in a break? I call up on an ambulance when I'm in an accident, call up on police when I'm on an attack. What do I call when I'm in a break?
This is Tudo with Sambati and it's called Mojolo. Wordplay is the way we play every day.
Hey folks, Rojan. Yeah, na khanya go zebra se motlo totala I think nkikile ba mapa the way forward go 5-year plan ya mokatisi wa mfrarumrana re go 5 years re go pa go rwara ga le team firstly mokatisi no tsa bana ba ileng gore ba banyenyane maybe the under 21s or the under 23s then a le go qualify la bo khosa ba jalo then aba aleka AFCON then from AFCON go gona ga lekang World Cup kana World Cup salary pale tsela go di draw salary bono ra kara World Cup go di draw because every time I think this is the second time re mo di draw re fixture wa Algeria and Algeria ga ke go sentle ya World Cup ngwaga le ngwaga if ke tshwara sentle so hanke re na le pena gore nyamera ga team e tla re moraga 5 years e re ka expecta gore e wine kanong re samka in beaten patches ntse re nyame team e tla wina go botoka re lekile nyame a soma di re tla e betsa hela mme gona World Cup a kara ya te ha o ga re palla go AFCON re tlhomaganyetsa e be se ra ga etsa gore re ka World Cup nyabe se le ba tswana le rona re promise you say no gore nya ma ka di kgonega a re AFCON consistently then e bra ka nya ka World Cup
The YaronaFM Sunday Soccer Show, Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox.
It's 7:32 on YaronaFM, and coming up in 4 minutes time, we're jumping into live navigation with Mr. Tumelo Masalila. We're still talking about the 15 invaluable laws of growth, so stick around.
YaronaFM.
Botswana Communications Regulatory Authority Bokra advises members of the public to register their SIM cards by the 30th of June 2024. Unregistered SIM cards will be disconnected from the network after this date. Ensure your SIM card is registered to help maintain a secure mobile network. Visit your mobile network provider to complete your SIM card registration today.
Finally, you call me back. Wanted to tell you, Horochomi, I finally figured out how to add Showmax to my DSTV bill so I can watch more of my favorite stuff.
I've been trying to figure that out. Come plug me.
Just download the My DSTV app from your app store, then activate your profile using your email address. Select a password and link your DSTV account using your smart card number.
That can't be all.
Wow, Papa, you didn't let me finish.
Sorry.
Once you're all set up, scroll down and select Add Showmax. Once you've selected Add Showmax, the app will display the discounted Showmax monthly subscription fee you qualify for. This amount will be added to your monthly DSTV account, making it easy to manage your boasted entertainment offering. If you are new to Showmax, you'll have to create a new profile. And if you're a premium subscriber, you get Showmax at no extra cost. Add Showmax to your DSTV subscription today, because DSTV plus Showmax equals next level entertainment. DSTV, it's your moment.
Are you ready to elevate to something amazing? Hold on to your hats, because Debonair's Pizza is taking you on a triple the extraordinary, triple the delicious, and triple the flavor journey. Get the large triple decker plus a free 2-liter Pepsi Max, all for just $189.90. Download the Debonair's Pizza app on the Google Play Store for Android or the Apple App Store for iOS. Get a taste of something amazing. T's and C's apply. Debonair's Pizza. Try something amazing.
Turn it up. Turn it up. YaronaFM. Live the music.
Hey, Fox. What do you mean there's a mall for that? I can't tell the age. Korka matata bila la again. Aperta ba kitsiba konte. Me a wana mo ka tsuka re mo history nge mozana aso konte ukila re tsa arisa kwa. Ayo. Tsira ayo. Ata boza pata motho ata sa itse sone zo go go toka ta go katisa. No ngwana language barrier, come on. Karena lama tata to. Apa kor likite ya wene. Ima she. Ang ora bola ko na maparo no.
This is the world famous Sunday Soccer Show, Sundays 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox on YaronaFM, at Fox Patimo on Twitter and the Gram.
It's 7:35 on YaronaFM, and life is a continuous process of learning and evolving. Throughout the journey, people face several challenges in today's world. Therefore, mental health, personal development, and life coaching are a necessity. This is why the Sunday Soccer Show has live navigation with Tumelo Masalila at 7:35 p.m. to guide the way. He's a qualified life coach who's dedicated to helping Botswana to reach their full potential through awareness and counseling. Now, before we jump into today's topic, which is the 15 invaluable laws of growth, focusing on the law of the rubber band. Before Ramo Kolobetsa P. Ramo Tabo. Mr. Masalila, welcome to YaronaFM.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Kidumeli Sabana Lebon FM.
Renale Bible Emcha Sunday Soccer Show. Ibitswa gote motlapele a reng ene kwalwa ke Remwabi S Kitchen ke diane tsa Setswana.
Okay.
Ya no re batla go checka pele go ra mmetswane diane tsa Setswana wa di itse re go batlele le one hela e motlhogo. Ebe o e tlhalosa ebe re house na o e tlhalosa ebe le gone re tsena mo thamageng.
Over the self.
Yeah, look at it from a positive angle. Ya gore ha ile gore ra go botsa se sa se itse mo ta ithuta se go bie kwa bona.
No problem.
Ha ke le ko office nya go kwa kana o tla itlhela o shaena ya no ha ile ha go sontse go shaena nna. Sa sa rona ke number 914 se mo page 99 gate mutlo wa nuku o rotolwa ke o mongwe a ye motlho Mr. Masadila motlho e right
Kana ke bokalaka.
Wasi.
Why, Fox? I thought that you should me or rain. I wouldn't know.
Ha gote mutlo wa nuku o rotolwa ke o mongwe ga te go taba gote mafoko a fitlhegileng a tle a nne a opululwe ke a mashwa gore hela gona le mahoko a ile gore a itlhegile ke a le a kgakalanyana le mmitlo wa nuku o nwetse kiole o rotolwa ko mongwe go tla nna go nna le mahoko a mangwenyana motsare baby ka nto a le no sa re ne dile go Christmas party ya re wa rona le Fox kae ka rona ke itse Fox a sa bere ke lwena re simolla ka verse ya Bible gompie ko Mike
ke batla mo go lona Fox today
we batla mo go rona
a re lebelle Jeremiah 29 verse 11
wa itse
already gompie
category ya ga wa itse
already
ya e re tsele home ruti ka buripane
Jeremiah 29 verse 11 it's actually my favorite verse mo Bible for I know the plans I have for you declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Amen.
Powerful scripture, powerful verse, and as it is, it's a straightforward scripture, folks. It's a lengori sibuaka tsolohetso e modimo a rebeleng pele sibuaka mahoko a leng gore a khotlatsa whether you are going through a hard time or whether you are going through a time where you are not sure about a lot of things in your life. God is simply saying, I, the Lord, know the plans. And note that there is a scripture also that says, many are the plans of a man, but the Lord has the final say. So this also simply means that God's plans supersedes any other plan that we can have as people, really as individuals. So the plan of God is the one that is very important and ultimate. Remember, we are living in borrowed time. So what is important and what we all have to be cautious of, what am I here for? Because if you look around the globe, you'd realize that God has allowed a manifestation of different things through gifts zabatu. Kama ntsoma modimo o itshupile ka di iPhone, o itshupile ka di koloi, ka di aeroplane. These are planted.
Ka AC Milan. Le ka AC Milan.
Era, o itshupile. So ona super gore ke ne ke na le di idea, but I deposited them in different people so that batho ba di delivery. So when God says, I have plans for you and plans of an expected future, which are plans not to harm you, it's simply to say that all that we need to cry for is to align to those plans. But because if you can only ask God for a plan, what do you want to deposit? Then I note and I say people will live a better life because you will be doing the will of God and not your own will. So the plan of God supersedes. So we need to stick to that because only His plan can give you peace. Only His plan can give you a lifetime fulfillment. That's why it's about self-actualization. So once you accept and embrace that plan, folks, right now you're on radio and you are doing the plan of God and you are more fulfilled. I'm sure how can be parliament same applies to me. When I'm here doing what I do, counseling, coaching, training, you know what, I'm better fulfilled. I can't. Yeah, function I'm paying thing and I'm flowing right and I'm flowing well. So God has a plan about your life. This is the promise. So trust God, align to God, connect with God, build a relationship with God. That's the bottom line of the message today. Build a relationship with God so that you may live a prosperous life.
go thata mo ile gore ke palelwa ke go nna le madi a go boela ko nata ke ntse ke itshegeditse mo tseleng ya modimo mme ba setsana ba ke tsanang le bone mo bone ba jona le bahumi bo mmolfo ba tsaya ka dibenze mo ba rekela sengwe le sengwe se ba se tlhokang ebile ke makgarebe go nkgaisa le nna ke ane ke raelesega mme wa re ke itshokele mo moreneng ke mosimane yo tswang kgakala hela ko Kasane kwa ke tsile kwano ka sekolo ke khona go palelwa le ke go boela ko Kasane ka di-holiday ka gore madi gayo ke bola ke tala mme mosimane o ke nna go bapalene hela ka next door ka ha o rekisa katse ene katse ha e rekisa o nna le madi o na le koloi o na le sengwe le sengwe sa se tlhokang ebile le ha ke phaeretswe ke adima mo gwene ke a raelesega ka gore ke itse kwa di tsang teng ebile ke itse kwa di rekisetsang teng mme wa re ke iketle ke nna le tsholohelo mo moreneng mahoko a o ka bolelelang bana ba babedi ba gore ba seka ba tloga ba wela ka le mena ke ahi
ke gone gore delayed gratification is the best thing that you can ever do yourself. O ska o tabogela monate kana go khotsohatsa selo sa nakwana o ka bo o letile le bakanyana gore o go nna le so se tsanang sa senna la ruri so ganyentsi e tona ke gore batho ba rata go ja gompieno ba lebala gore ka moso teng so let's look at making decisions tse leng gore di relate gore re go hitella gore batang go ateng o ka nna wa rekisa katse but what will be your end in the short time and sometimes folks it's nicer high le gore go bokete o tsa pateletsa ke motho ke ratang gore batho ke rialo ke re gantsi ha gongwe ha o bona gore ha go bereke dile go wele don't force things a ile gore ke go boela ko gae o go iputsone tsala o bo boa kana gongwe ko gae ke gone ko ka itshele gore your breakthrough is waiting for you but when you are trying to keep up with a life in the city that is not really supposed to be yours so it's as simple as that, folks.
What are the 15 invaluable laws of growth and how do they benefit us?
Folks, the 15 invaluable laws of growth is a masterpiece. It's a program that my mentor put together, John C. Maxwell. Now, this is a man I follow. This is a man I went to train from in Florida, USA. And these laws were put together because we recognize that people are growing. But the question is, are they intentionally growing? Are they just increasing in size, but it's not in a calculated and measured way? So we want to say growth is a beautiful thing, but you must make sure that you are growing in a manner in which when you look back, you can see the progress, you can see the advancement, you can see how far you have gone. So the laws of growth equip you to help you now manage that growth and, deal with the growth. And note that in growth, there is pain. In growth, there are hurdles, and in growth, there are detours. So the laws of growth, they come in to say to you, folks, no hirile ole tishara tiro e hedile kana no hirile ole brokera kana no hirile ole mmereki mo radiong mme tiro e hedile. What can you do from there? What steps can you take to now bounce back and still continue? The laws of growth come through to somebody who's saying, retirement. What can I do now to prepare? What will be the best avenues to undertake so that I don't overwhelm myself? I don't over-calculate and do things that is the 15 laws are saying to somebody who has been scarred from childhood, folks, and so the 15 laws are saying to you, if you have those scars, you can design strategies to now overcome and deal better with your life so that you can end your life in a better way. So the 15 laws are there, Hella Foxy, to awaken us to a good life, a life of potential and fulfillment.
Let's focus on the law of the rubber band. What is it about?
Well, the law of rubber band, Foxy, talks about the significance of growth in light of using a rubber band. A rubber band, it has no use, folks, when it's not stretching. the use of a rubber band or the significance of a rubber band is noted when it's stretching. Ela rubber band is stretcher. Now you know this thing is functioning to its fullest capacity. So we are saying that with growth as well, there is a point in time when you need to grow, when you need to stretch. So stretching is part of growth. And some of us, we become familiar with the status quo. We become familiar with what we have and become comfortable. But we could be doing more. We could be, jumping greater leaps to getting somewhere. So the law of rubber band comes in to encourage you, Hori. You can stretch a little bit further to get to maximum full potential, to get to achieving your goals. Are there, for example, a company that is trying to build a culture and hit goals and hit targets? You can't do the same thing but expect different results. So the law of rubber band says, what are the things that you need to do that are out of the ordinary? As an individual, you are saying to yourself, year in, year out, the law of rubber band challenges you and what you are doing currently. To say, Mekana, there is a stretch that you could be making in this direction. So take that stretch. That's why a rubber band is useful when it stretches. And we say growth stops when you lose the tension between where you are and where you should go. The moment you know, Hori, ke foxy, ke tshwantsho ka be ke le go gongwe ke owner 1 2 3 ke tsela jana le jana. Ha ke sa lemoge go mo ka ba ka tsa dikgato tse di maleba, you are not growing. So when you lose that tension, that is that stretch, you will not grow, you will not get to where you want to go.
Aha. On the other side, ke batla ro bompolela gore motho yo re ditseng a re na ke sharp ke bereka ko mining ke amogela 40,000 ka kgwedi ke na le di business tse pedi go ga bona ke sharp tota di rubber band tse ga di apply mo go nna tse ke batla ro bompolela re what can you say to such a person? It's 7:49 on YaronaFM. We're on live navigation with Mr. Tumelo Masalila. Today we are talking about 15 invaluable laws of growth, focusing on the law of the rubber band. Let's continue on the other side.
The YaronaFM Sunday Soccer Show, Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox. Pizza Nimulofo. With Tumelo. 97.4 FM. YaronaFM.
Peter, what is going on? The setup is not even up yet, and you were supposed to be done in the morning. It's 4 p.m. The stage is not up. This place is a mess.
When you're working under pressure, you need a dependable team that will focus on the technical aspects so you can worry about the bigger picture. You need AudioTech for innovative audio-visual event solutions, including generator hire. Visit www.audiotech.co.bw or call 392-8692. AudioTech, creative events solutions.
Take a sip of chill and slip into the dreamy, creamy world of KFC milkshakes. Now in your country, with strawberry and chocolate. Milkshakes from KFC. Follow, comment, and share. KFC, it's finger licking good. T's and C's apply.
Breaking news for Best Buys at Sefalana. Get a Tiger combo with A-Star Super Maize Meal, 12.5 kg, Tastic Rice, 10 kg, Fatties and Monis Macaroni, 2 kg, Family Favorite Cooking Oil, 2 liters, All Gold Tomato Sauce, 700 mils, and Cross and Blackwell Mayonnaise, 750 grams, all for $349.99. Promotion is valid until the 9th of June, 2024 at Sefalana Hyper Stores and select Cash and Carry in Botswana. Sefalana Saruna, celebrating 50 years of creating value.
Mafia, Rihahela Ngwanaka, the hottest number all day on 99.9 FM. YaronaFM. This is the world famous Sunday Soccer Show, Sundays 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox on YaronaFM. At Fox Patimo on Twitter and the Gram.
Welcome back. It's 6:51 on YaronaFM, and tonight we are talking about the 15 invaluable laws of growth, focusing on the law of the rubber band. This is life navigation with our life coach Tumelo Masalila, and re batla gore a re tlhalosetse ka this law of rubber band and why we need it. Mr. Masalila, ke khona gore be ke re nna ke sharp. Sharpo ke shapo tota ya la ke na le mmadi ko ke sparang teng ke boso e bila gape ke na le di business mo sideng tseo tsa lona tseo tsa dilo tsa di rubber band, and I've stretched, it's enough. What would you say to such a person?
Dr. Folks, the truth be told, life happens at times, and you may have all those things and feel that you are satisfied. But what if something was to happen and those things start falling apart? What would you stand on? What would be the thing that you can hold on and say, and the law of rubber band only helps you to say, if you have managed to have a permanent job and still have 3 streams of income, you have the potential to add extra streams. You can do more streams. So the law of rubber band to such a person would be a booster and a motivator to do more and to continue more. It's because, truth be told, you need to be stretching every day in life to get to certain heights. You don't want to just put your eggs in one basket. I'll be satisfied with the little that I have. I'll be satisfied with this. You don't know how things will turn out tomorrow. I'll give an example, folks. I was permanent and pensionable at some point, and just one given day, I was told, we are too overstaffed. We all need you, but the problem is we can't sustain you all. And I had to lose my job on the spot, and it called for me to start all over again, to say, what then do I do? Such things do happen, Mobotelo. But when you know and you are equipped with such a law, you are better placed to say, when this door closes, there is another door I've been working on that I can open and still navigate my way out of it. So this is about the law of rubber band, which will help people have improved their mental state. More mental strength. Mental strength is when you are able to rise above the waters when they become flooding. Then you are able to stick your head above. You have the mental strength to still sustain, to still stomach it, and still pull through even if things are not going your way. In general, we all have those instances saying we are challenged and we are affected. So that's what the law of rubber band helps you with.
Goha o nkgopotsa vesele mo Bibeleng go teng batho ne ba hile di talente ba ba neng ba di multiplyile e be riwa di nna kima ba ba neng ba sa dira sepe bonyenyane bo neng ba botshotse bo botsewa. It does it apply here?
Folks, it definitely applies. I'll tell you why. Because the one who was given one talent decided to not stretch. Because his answer when he was asked, why did you hide your talent? Master, I know you. You reap where you have not sown. Little did he know that talent was given for him to multiply for his own sake. Your name give you mental strength. And you are one. Remember the Bible says they were given according to ability. Ability ke so se botlhokwa ka gore ba bangwe re na le go eletsa mo iseng ga rona. So ona hilwe a bona ba bangwe ba hilwe 2 and 5 ba re nna ke a nyadiwa ke hiwa mo go nyenyane kante motho ka go ria mo batla go roba ha sa jwalang teng, because how ka lebella that same talent was taken from him and then you also go multiply, and it was never recorded that they were taken from them. You would realize that those who multiplied their talents, they continued with that multiplication, and they still thrived, and they still moved on, they still grew. So it really applies to say we need to stretch, we need to multiply, we need to grow, We need to see ourselves beyond. Folks, with the number of years that you are given in this planet, you just have to recognize that there's just a lot you can deposit from this God who's able, who's capable, who nothing is impossible from. Out from him you can go far.
Further information about this and also sign up. I can similar this week, the 15 invaluable laws of growth.
We are starting on Tuesday, folks, and remember this is virtual. So 6 to 7 p.m. You are simply saying to yourself, I want to change a pattern of how I've been doing things in my life. I want to bring in a habit. Effectively. We are saying 6 to 7 every Tuesday for 10 weeks. Virtual. All you need to do is just shut your door and tell the kids and tell everyone development, and I don't want to be disturbed. Just 1 hour in your time, it would go a long way to changing a lot of things. So it's virtual. Yeah, registration is ongoing. We're closing tomorrow because the class will be starting on Tuesday. And tomorrow, those who have registered are taking their picks from our offices. They'll be coming there to come and take their training material. So it's something that you would want to jump in. The program is 3,000, and but I really want to be part of this. Please come through. Don't hesitate. 73164719. 73164719 is the number you can send an app to, and then also keep it tell us what your payment plan can be, or rekabisa jang. I'm ready. Lao so tse pudi mokete ka ke batla phoko o ka nela kolobe eo ka go register. You can go to our page or on Facebook. It's Improvision Consultancy. You will see the flyer there. And then you can also get further details. The email, let's our website. In landline Yarona, you can call our officers will be there to receive you and then respond accordingly to you.
Thank you so much, my king. And good luck with the program.
Thank you, sir.
That was Mr. Tumelo Masalila on live navigation. Whites.
Masalila na bua le na folks
now
I mean other ways because I have a personal story regarding this. I was in my previous relationship. My then partner mentioned something like this, and it was a huge issue between us because she felt I have so much potential, I can do more, but I was limiting myself. I was just way too comfortable. And for me, I was like, maybe things that drives me in life, they drive you as well. And they were not happy with that kind of answer. And now I see the need to stretch and get out of my comfort zone. No, it's water under the bridge.
Hey, no, you can get under the bridge.
Turn it up. Turn it up. YaronaFM, live the music.
See me, I'm a soldier. See me, I'm a soldier. See me, I'm a shangane. See me, I'm a shangane. Oh, I don't die. See me, I'm a soldier. See me, I'm a soldier. See me, I'm a soldier. See me, I'm a shangane. See me, I'm a shangane. Oh, I don't die. See me, I'm a soldier. I miss you safe. I miss you safe. I miss you no bolo. I miss you no bolo. Oh, I know that I die. Jimmy, I'm a soldier. I miss you safe. I miss you safe. I miss you no bolo. I miss you no bolo. Oh, I know that I die. Jimmy, I'm a soldier. Jimmy, I'm a soldier. Jimmy, I'm a soldier. Jimmy, I'm a shangane. Jimmy, I'm a shangane. Oh, I know that I die. Jimmy, I'm a soldier.
AM to PM all day. The music slaps all day. YaronaFM. This is the world famous Sunday soccer show. Sundays 6 to 9 PM with Fox. on YaronaFM.
Good evening and welcome to Puisano Ya Women Football on the YaronaFM Sunday Soccer Show. My name is Kels Pablo. Tonight we're focusing on the Eastern Bloc and the Southern Bloc Championships.
Seruwe Rihahela Ngwanaka. The hottest the number all day on 102.9 FM. YaronaFM.
Granada Wanderers girls have been crowned the Eastern Bloc Championships in Seruwe this weekend. They will be competing in the DTCB Top 4 Championship scheduled for the 6th to the 7th of July 2024 in Gaborone. And on the line, we're joined by the head coach, Utsile Husiami. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm okay.
Coach, how are you today?
Coach, rotagara go drope. Tse di le
nya. Betsa
moralo no dira khante.
Letsa molodi a ko letsa molodi ho no sa tshware molomo a he.
That's wonderful, coach, and congratulations are in order for you winning the block championships. Now 3 times in a row we are top 4. You know, what does it mean for you this time around?
It means a lot. We started developing at a younger age, so they grew up together. So that means a lot more.
And then, since you say that you're developing and growing the team, what is the average of the players as a whole?
The average of the players at the moment is 22, 23 years.
And then, this weekend, you were playing at the Blocks Champions and you won against Mafia Vision, Le Eyes on the Ball. But you lost 1-0 against Zabot. Was it a tough opponent?
No, the toughest opponents were Mafia Visions. Those were the toughest opponents. Because we knew, even if preparing from this side, we knew we were going to meet Mafia, and Mafia were the toughest opponents because in the 2022-2023 playoffs held in Piqui, they were the toughest encounter, the toughest team we played against because we won 1-0 against that. Sabotage wasn't the toughest encounter. The only problem that the hindering, what hindered or what made us not to lose, what made us to lose the game is because of the preparation towards the game, Sabotage game.
Can you elaborate more? What preparations are you talking about?
We started the game against Mafia very late because the games were supposed to start at 8 o'clock. So I think they started at past 8. The first game started at past 8. Then our game started, I think it was at 10. Then we had to leave again our game finished at around 12 o'clock. Then we had to leave again to where we camped. Then we had to come back again for another game at 2 o'clock. So in the middle of that time, because we had only the short time, we didn't prepare well. We didn't do all much. So in the way coming from the camp, we had some hinder. There were instances whereby in the way there were traffic, so game Yarona because Harai prepare Harai Biro Mapu, Hawaii, Bana Habaja, Banavasana Bajedi, Banana, Lohone, Hale, Karna Mirikusa.
So gore ne le thataganyeditse di team kana di game mina go e khutshwane ya go resta le sa khone go ipakanya sente
hotel le game ya rena ya tsa botho hara ipakanya hotel le ka gore game ya rena tsa botho la gare tswa ko onne re kembetse teng re bile go ne re kembetse teng go le late mo tsile mo le gone gona le mathata re ithetse go beile dikhouno le gore go kgaolwa dithare so go ra gore nako le yone re tšhaetswe ga re ya go tsena ko stadium le gone gape re tsene go le late bana ga ba ipaakanya ga ra ira di-warm up so be re tsenela mo lebaleng.
Okay, now what lessons
mtswa ya morago e bitswa mang? E bitswa mang mtswa ya morago e? O ne o ka re wa kgakalanyana le yone e se ka toga ya go lo montse le mo interview.
Now tell us, what lessons did you take away from the last top 4 DTCB that will help you perform better this year?
We've learned a lot, so our aim is to perform better this time because we've learned a lot. The DTCB ha baby, so it's a very elaborate DTCB. Land Parinera rata position 5, more team is in the 8. Home Piano rata position 4, more team is in the 4. So Managua Home Piano very to at least Haraka one position, if not position 1 in the position 2. But without aim Home Piano to hold position 1.
So what really to more the last 2 episodes?
We took it Monsaniko the tournament, these 2 tournaments in the Bora Ronata Tayabon, Ehodile and another preparation being Hosimula from the regional level to blocks, the house and that Ehodile Mono for it, but I won't be another to how you go well prepared.
And then how do you prepare for such a tournament, more so that the opponent that's at this point in time?
We prepare one, firstly we prepare one technically, tactically, we prepare one mentally, no team now because the opponents are how easy. Le gana gape mme la ntse tswele tsene botseleng la ga rena go ngwele wena o nne ntse tswela pele e bona o le ka go bata o hate o bone gore tota mme di opponents le gore wa tshameka le tsone di opponents tsa mogutama because like now rena le team e leng go bidiwang Makgapsi rena le team e bidiwang Tawana Top Girls re imetse e leng gore mona kwa gompieno ke magareng ga bo United le bo Royal Sisters le bo Collabo so le tsone ke team tse le gore mona kwa gompieno go tare le ke gore ha ntse re tswele le ke go hata re bone gore mmela tsone tota ke team tsa mohuta manga gore ba mana kwa gompieno football a gompieno ga e go nneng ka teng e thoka gore o ithute di-team tse leng gore wa go tshameka le tsone.
All right, and your last words, to your supporters and your team ke eng hela bifpele re kgaogana?
Tota maoka ga a bohelo ke gore ke tshwanetse ke le go community ya Phiko because they do support us a lot, ba re supporta ke lebogele bone di-supportera tsa rona ke leboge bogogi jwa se le ba Phiko ke lebogele tsone di-team tsene gore re tshameka le tsone ka gore tota ga re setse re tswa re ya di-playoffong ke bangwe ba e leng gore ba re supporta ba re fa support e le e teletseng tota so gantsi di tota ga re ke leboge tota support e ba re hang yone thuto re ha ka bone le ka thuto ya bone.
All right, thank you, Coach, for taking the time to talk to us this evening.
Thank you very much.
That was Utsile Khusiame, the head coach of Granada Wanderers.
The YaronaFM Sunday Soccer Show, Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox. Turn it up. Turn it up. YaronaFM, live the music.
Unyama sele sele we. Unyama sele ka use ule buta. Ugafana maru. Unyama sele sele we. Unyama sele ka use ule buta. Ugafana maru. Bafana
Live the music. YaronaFM. This is the world famous Sunday soccer show. Sundays 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox on YaronaFM.
Now, crossing over to Southern Block Championships, Zodiac Collabo girls were crowned the championships of joining Mine Southern Regional Women's League earlier today in Lobatse. Mazoti Abandleng will be competing in the Southern Block Championships scheduled for the 21st to the 22nd of June in Lobatse. Now on the line, we're joined by the head coach Edwin Mutse Otata. Good evening and welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, good morning.
Morale wa lona ke eng ha le winne yana?
Na
Morale wa team ha le winne le reng ha le khantela le hetsa game ya lona? Morale
ha le kopana na ha kana lira
morale wa team.
Let's na go bitsa jwane.
morale wa team wa rona ke mazoti a bandle.
Dira.
Ama
Dira o tsentse morale mo teng.
Re utuisa gore ba re.
morale go ne o. This is kind of champion. You are back-to-back champion.
Morale o padile go.
Le banke je moralo.
Morale o padile wa itse ntse re nne le energy.
O tsa di tsu go bone morale wa team.
Ke tabe ke le ko but coach a re tswelle hela re simolle hana gore re gakolle batswana gore Zodiac Collabo girls, what is the average age of the players?
The average of Zodiac Collabo girls, you ba average from 27 downwards, because we have 4 players, maybe over 30 years.
And then where do you? Oh, okay. And then where do you recruit bana bao ba tswa ko kae?
Hare boela ha mora go nyana na hare kana Zodiac Collabo girls ke team ile go nya ka 2017. But that time no background around it, no team hela yo one. But now we have more than 6 teams around the Lobatse. Ya no gore group ya se tsere tsa male ha tshilelo tshela FR5 bo bono wa kai gore bana ke player a dina le culture ya
Okay, and then amongst the opponents that you are going to face at the block champions, who do you think will be the toughest opponent?
As you know, how to continue prepare because kana to wanna hit and this is the second thing since the Ruba Caso Merela Ruba Caso. So when you hit and my players are there and people are but you are going to face the team case and you hit the Komarapu. But the agreement of the first of all, as well as I'm re khone go simolla le tsana gore se ka se tsimi tse di go dilo nna ra betsa se tsimi e ne ra bona ere ha thata le go di tsira se ke ga boro ne ne se re na tsimi wa gore antsi ga go itse ka cost all 14 journal le tsene journal le tsene ke ne journal le tsene mo plastic.
And then how do you plan to beat them? Because obviously play yalona le bone it's different, and you've also alluded gore ga ba bone ba restile lona hala rest enough as players. So how do you plan to beat them?
The plan to beat them is how to play culture collabo. The philosophy of collabo is to play ball ya more football ya Asia. Last year na rabola ne basa we na baraka yan the better to go to power to play ne ba. But this time when I look at our going to play the rest of the ya collabo ya mo football ere ngala I feel that this time we'll be prepared against all the teams that will be at the block knockout.
You've been at the block champions before, and what lessons have you learned they will help you succeed or perform better this time around?
Yeah, there is the last season. the problem are not ke le moga le lo ne fatigue e buang ka ona gore our team aya khona go nna le nako a rest. The second thing se ne ke khonne go se lemoga tsare le ka go ipanka ya mo go sone re go kopana le tefo gone ho during the game, then I didn't get one at the never say. But this time we got a couple of so at least 2 to 3 days I better khona go feel mo tefo le so that re khone go for the khone go ba match course ya last season ne ba re match na go di tap ne ba re di course di feel go nna so prepared to compete last season.
And this time around le kemiseditse gore le achieve eng at the champions?
Our achievement this time ke go top 4. Cause la le la ga ntse top 4 ya ga ntse ke di team tse re sa ditse. It's only Gardananda e khonne go boelela for the top 4 team. But le rona as the collaborators, the preparation that we are starting on Tuesday to prepare la gore tshedi re khone go tsela go tsela re khone ya tsana le go top 4.
And then given that the two teams that are go top 4 didisha, they haven't been there, and like you've already alluded, Granada ke on a hell. What do you have to say about women football in generally, mo Botswana?
Generally ara mo Botswana ke tla ke fila gore sometimes when we come to DTC or relebella sometimes because I never lebella to tshara di teams tsa di champions, there were 14 teams, but ke fila go nne re ka lena botoka when ha ne di kopane tsotlhe di khana go tshameka dira so di ra ele di teams di le mmogo that 14 teams, but ga ntse le competitive ya ha le belela competitive mo South Rand. Cause hanti no ana team e winang mo South Rand ma so se ta ba di lor go le kang ya go tshameka ke se focus ha ke le bala competition wa go le bala central le bala bokhala ga di the competition the I tshwane la ta e mo South Rand cause mo South Rand go tshameka bo le thata.
And then coach, your last words to your supporters balatedi ba gago e ka nnang pele re kgaogana?
To my supporters, but I also santara ni kirana ke re ke leboge my management, my technical team e ke thata ka one my so ya ka le bela technical team ya me ala from assistant coach to up to goalkeeper coach to management. And I'm to management part not a maka ba go sa maka president and vice president. I always follow hope for the team, my players, my supporters. So let's go and ride behind the team so that the rest of the team because until we are the champion back to back. But I said okay, no na ha se re final at so our na gore because we are there going Tuesday to go and prepare for this Cup Cup. But let's go right behind the team, support it throughout. I got saying like guys, did it two sort of something go pa mo ba tsane ka bona mo lo ba se gore ba tswana team ke le ne ke mo lo ba se sengwe so ka khona go tla go thusa team ka sone ka sa mo kala la tha le hala re ka promise ba tswana ba lo ba se gore we are going to be to compete nda tla go tsa di pa
gona le mokgoma khumi go teaming ya rona o bidwa mannana o le re mmona ko mo go disane o le monna ha go tshameka ya that tournament ya ko Makufa
o tshameka ha gare
I think ha ke tsura ke ngwana junior ra kana senior school o raga ka left o raga ka right.
It's the last born mo teaming ya rona
o bitswa mankana
ka go le dia di tsile ke ne skater but she's doing from 5 almost 7 to 8 games yan tsaka di tshameka re sna le na prepare la from 5 ya ha
o jabuka ra mata ko Mexican girls o jabuka ra mata ko Mexican girls re bata go mapisa le leti
o bata o mapisa le leti ya me ha o bata o mapisa le leti nkonne re le re tse trekere mo to matona re tere khona gore ra ka dile kwa ga re khona go nna re ira
le lema
re isa morogo kwa gae
ke go dula
era.
Thank you Brian.
Thank you, coach. That was the head coach Edwin Motse Motse Otata of Zodiac Collabo Ladies in Lobatse. For Puisano Ya Women Football on the Sunday Soccer Show, my name is Kels Pablo. Let's meet again next weekend.
Comfortable ka left, comfortable ka right. Hai ka ratsa bolo bota go wene. O ka wa di matšhatšara Nokia. O ta go thaka-thakanyetsa. Gongwe le go ha le nteng mo lebaleng o upa manyesa. Gongwe le go ha le nteng mo lebaleng o comfortable. Gape o tshameka ka smile. A ba nna le mmele wa player. Gate Gavin Hunt nako nngwe ile go scouta Lungisane Ndlela. Ha ba tsena. Ba ile go lebella Lungisane Ndlela na tshamekela nne mo. Swallows again. So I think na kwa teng Swallows ne tshameka a friendly game le Pretoria University. Na kwa teng ko Pretoria no go ta mothaka ga te mang partner ga ubo manyesa
Andy
Lejane ga te ile go tsana mo lebaleng go tsenwa ye imisi mol ke ha Gavin Huntare ke batla mosimane la ra Andy Lejane ba re ga ratela o re tsezo mo lelola a re ka re mothaka o ka ya ka player ba bo ba tsama ha ba sna na ba tsena mo lebaleng ga te 15 minutes into that game ebe le gore Gavin Hunt on na le call, there is an emergency that he has to attend. Aba ba re sala le sayana Andy Lejane le mthako mo teleo. At that time the score was still 0-0. Hasna na tsama. That's when they discovered gore Andy Lejane had already made plans to join Pirates and ibile gape Lungisane Ndlela o sa dile agwara 5 mo game ya teng. After he left, then Andy Lejane went on to become the great player that he is. You know how what happened with the tall man Manyake Morum. So le ha tsena hela tsa mahale wa bona plara ke o bona ha ka tsa go rona ka yana be re mapisa le leti ke a go bolela gona video fe ka bina league.
The YaronaFM Sunday Soccer Show, Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox. YaronaFM.
Are you ready for a memorable getaway? Look no further than the Grand Aria Hotel. Our hotel boasts 77 spacious and luxurious rooms and suites, perfect for your relaxation and comfort. Need to host a meeting or event? We've got you covered with 14 conference and boardrooms. Our restaurant and bar will tantalize your taste buds. Enjoy chauffeur-driven transport, porterage services, 24-hour security, and a welcoming front desk. Stay connected with complimentary Wi-Fi throughout your stay. Contact us on 310-4584 or visit plot 32943 in Phase 2, Grand Aria Hotel. Luxury is not just a place, it's an experience.
Attention all shoppers! Are you ready to win yourself 1,000 pula? Simply purchase any two participating brands, Bakers, 5 Roses, Fresh Pack, Ellis Brown or Frisco, then WhatsApp Bakers to +267 391 1066 and stand a chance to win 1,000 pula. Don't forget to keep your till slip as proof of purchase. Visit www.ampidactivate.coza for more details. This competition is valid from the 1st of May to the 31st of August 2024. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you ready to elevate to something amazing? Hold on to your hats because Debonair's Pizza is taking you on a triple the extraordinary, triple the delicious, and triple the flavor journey. Get the large triple decker plus a free 2-liter Pepsi Max, all for just $189 Pula 90. Download the Debonair's Pizza app on the Google Play Store for Android or the Apple App Store for iOS. Get a taste of something amazing. T's and C's apply. Debonair's Pizza. Try something amazing.
Turn it up. Turn it up. YaronaFM. Live the music.
Ya tata matata aronela o kiri DFA mi tager le rona kana rata di short term results ke tsone short term success mi re ntse re itse gore se le go sa khola rena mo Botswana ntse yang gore na di player tse di ntseng yang you know ga di sa go tara tsa ba tse di ntse re na re batla coach ya attack. Can we attack against Algeria? Can we attack against Guinea, against those teams? Can we attack? The plan ABF but they want to qualify for 2026. It's not realistic. They should have said 2030. 2030. Or 2034. no in na 10 years in na 10 year go morito re yana a re ira coach gompieno re berekela re batla re World Cup ya 2034 but 2026 yes there's a bit gona tsena wa go ira yang ke ra re maduo a tla o sokotse santa re develop mera re batla go World Cup mahatsa a developang ga re ano re ra go tshameka le bone ba tswa ka di-playera kwa tse e leng gore bone they play in the big leagues ya re bona re palelwa ke Uganda Somalia ke America e kgona ke ra gore mandate a BFA nke benile 2030 at least or 2034 ha le gore ba batla go bua ka di-World Cup. But how do you talk about the World Cup? How do you talk about the World Cup? Kosa ga the game AFCON le one o pala ke go e qualifyela ga ke ba bua ka 2012. I'm not stuck in the past. 2012 ke tsa bogolo o bua yang ka World Cup kosa fa e pala go mona go pala ke ra re BFA le ona ha se ta di target they're not realistic wait ba rata se kgala le bone ke la ba ira de zebi hela wait or no the zebi is part of hire a local coach because a foreign coach is going to leave. If you hire a local coach, empower them, why or no, this coach will probably be around for a long time. La ha tlogela o to take ang o batla sala tsweledisa en senya re tla qualify la 2034 that's in 26 right ke batata pokoje
monno o iteile thesis
ke batata
ya no a ruke ho wa itse a re bodda ha ke botse
nna le nna ke
monno a re one realistic gore be re bata success well it will be a success for us if we reach the World Cup again.
Yes.
And it's unrealistic for us to want to reach the World Cup when we can't even win the COSAF, when we can't even make it to the AFCON. A re ke te pele ka 2012 for Hakal gape we would be best placed go nna le coach e local e leng gore re tla be re itse re kgona go nna ha long term bona kwa kontraka wa go dira sa se dirang a ba tswa tsamaya
gape re itse le kwa nna nte re gona mo latela kwa go
ha e ba motswana thina le gompie kwa ha o ka mmotsa wa mo founela wa mmotsa ka game ngwe o phula file wa go bolelela
le stene gompie go se report ya 2012
ntso e tshwere o gana gore ene la Braston mene we tshwere a re latele go BFA ya na re itse go BFA le bana ba itse go ete ha e rata go ditso mollo
folks now I don't know. I want to ask if this is possible. If they want to have an international coach, let there be assistant a strong or a history ya Botswana, as you might put it. I get where you have two good minds and then there is a plan ya ka bua a re gonna le go kontraka ha we nelo e gore re folks re batla gore o develop team yeta competing on the next World Cup, not the recent one but the 10 years one, so that even if otsama only 3 years, you've already set up a foundation gore ha lo wa itse ke your local coach, he can continue with that plan.
Molfo molele gore national team preparation is simolaka ka re no bua ka end product
is similar under 17 ka re bila under 17 even structures below under 17
isimola ko the development in some Kenneth Dambe
and it's so surprising that we're still spinning the same wheel or we're talking about the same thing. Teenage Mpota was given mandate to prepare a team for 2027 Botswana a host. We would have stuck to that. Hara host, but 2027 is still going to be there. So it shows you, like he's saying, or a long-term plan. The long-term plan was actually there. Even what the current coach is trying to do, teenagers has done it before. But because he's a foreign coach now, Bright has done it before. There was a point where Bright used to call, he said, nearly 50 players, I did a pool a national team.
friendly and stuff like that. Teenage import, they even lowered the average age. That's why I said national team. Because he was actually given mandate to 2027 to build the team like that. And you could see how he fared Kako Kosav.
This brings me to questioning Kilenka about our average age. Yamoto Sameka national team. Kibuka. Level 25. Kibo Zawari. Kimanyo 20 years you Sameka Mbolo Mobusana right now. That was 2021. Kerry the projection is saying in the 2027 over national team are neta be Samekala Kema. So Nahale Wanexanki Kala Tataka national team. Get our Kalayan, Resla national team.
The YaronaFM Sunday Soccer Show, Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox. YaronaFM.
Ke bona di applications elen board. Ne rasulo etsa gape gore ra go phimola mo khola o kana o ne go tike waiting list ya land board. E be re ipela sel 100,000 plots.
In response to the assignment, the Ministry of Lands and Water Affairs has so far allocated over 99,500 residential plots. In wake of this, His Excellency the President, Dr. Mokwetsi Erikabetsu Masisi, will hand over the 100,000 plot to the allotee on the 11th of June 2024 in Kanye. The 100,000 residential plot achievement event will be preceded by a ceremony to mark the 99,900 plot allocation in Muchudi. The Minister of Lands and Water Affairs, Honorable Dr. Gifenzi Muzunila, will hand over the plot on the 7th of June 2024. See you there. Lefatshe Boswa, Lefatshe Lekoko.
Go bula sefalana motshelo account go motlhofo leloko kana maloko a mabedi a tshwanetse go ikwadisa ka bomang le leina la motshelo wa bone mo mabenkeleng a sefalana nako engwe le engwe fa go tsengwa madi sesupo sa dituelo sa ntshiwa gape maloko a kgona go botsa gore go tsetse bokae mo mabenkeleng a sefalana nako engwe le engwe fa go tlhokafala ikwadiso ya motshelo wa sefalana e buzwe gape ga gona madi a ikwadiso a tlhokiwang go ka nna leloko mosala wa pula o epiwa go sale kgale sa saleleng morago le ikwadise ka go etela sefalana se se gaufi le wena Botswana ka bophara sefalana sa rona a brand you can trust.
The regular football season is over. But not for us here at Supersport. We've got a big deal coming your way. Get connected to DSTV to see some of football's biggest names starring in all 51 matches of Euro 2024 live and in HD. Now that's a big deal.
Johnny J Mecca, Rihahela Ngwanak, the hottest in number all day on 104.9 FM, YaronaFM.
So mabane ke ha ke taboga yana ke nna yo ke tswa ko Gibbs ke a taboga yana ke a go heta molapo crossing on my left ke a taboga ke a ko di flat tsa phase 2 ke bo ke tena mo lefteng ke nna yo ha ke tsana mo turning e tsana mo phase 2 ye ha e yang go heta go msalo wa pule be ke tena go no ho and I followed that road until ke a go heta ZCC on my right e be ke ga go logela ngonyolo mwana ga thato ya so there's a passage there passage ya teng ke go ke jetse ntshino ya me ya ntlha teng ke bala from three ke tsana go msalo wa pule and ha ke heta ho I love to listen to music when I run ha ke heta ho ne ke re ditsa ba mone no go la yone There are two people that I've ever loved unconditionally that I still love to this day.
Sunday Soccer Show, Sundays 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox on YaronaFM.
It's 8:36 on YaronaFM, and you are still hanging out with Waitsi Milongo. Vatsera. Kimanyo win Euro.
The Euro for me, it's going to France are the favorites. France are the favorites. England are the favorites.
I try to France.
Germany are also there. Copa America. Which is also
Copa America.
The problem is the time difference.
It's another
North America, which means Pagalar Harobal Harutsuha whenever is bad time.
Yeah, not to former. Like Friday.
Yes.
Germany similar like Scotland. All Germany needs Sosa, Malazina, why? Hungary, Switzerland, the Saturday, and then Spain, the Croatia, Saturday, Italy, like similar like Albania. Can I tell you, Haneka similar like Spain and Croatia? I don't know what matter. So at least the back at 3 points on Haka 1 not to a Poland versus Netherlands. Let's check out the standings. The group again. Group A in Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. Switzerland, they can give us Group B.
But I think Hungary is gonna be a team.
You think Hungary is going to perform better than Switzerland?
Yes.
Group B, Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. Group C, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. Group D, Poland, Netherlands, Austria, and France. Netherlands and France. Group E, Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine. And Group F, Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, and Czech Republic. Czechoslovakia. The group winners and the runners up and the third best in 2 groups.
Yes.
Group A, Germany.
For me, Germany and Hungary are going to the next round.
Group B, Spain and Croatia.
I think all those top 3, Italy, Croatia, and Spain, will go to the next round.
Group C, England,
Serbia, Montenegro,
England and Denmark.
Group D, over Poland,
Netherlands.
Netherlands, come on, Mammon. Hey, another team Group E. Belgium,
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yes.
Shevchenko has sold as a make.
He's the president of the FA.
Group F, Group F, Group F, Portugal,
yes.
Then Bojoji, Romania, but are we excited about this tournament as we used to?
The excitement is not that much, looking at the fact that we also have Euro. I mean, Copa America is also starting. Like
the Nations League. The Nations League, the teams I get.
Not that I'm very away from the subject. It seems like we are concentrating more on national teams, competitions. How that will affect the club, even the scheduling. As we speak, the reason why they don't know when they're gonna host the WAFCON it's on those units. There is no space now. While the Olympic, Augusta, never August to September. As we speak now, we have the Euro now. Also, the Olympic, and somewhere happen also the World Club, something. So because we don't concentrate more player now, we concentrate more competition. That's why we are having a problem here, schedule. And like you say now, more competition because over the national league. So what's that zeal? I don't really think anymore.
What are the stadiums? So what the guys are slated. So what's the blind stadium? What are we gonna do? The weird one there. We check the listings or the games. Weird things happen at that stadium. Kawal Kappa 2006, Mtagomo Gula here the red card, but the yellow card is 3 in 1 game, but he was never ejected. Yellow card. Omokila here the red card is 2 1. No hell is a game. So we are the blind. kana gore batho ba le sa itseng dilo o tla itlela re ke le bolela be nna ka re ke bom Kaiser Slater mofu ba kile ba game ba hua red card ne ba tshameka ko maung red card ya teng ne le tswa ka tsela hina mona ne le tsamaya ka tsela e
yone ya ke re o tswa mo tsama street
ya nata le libile nata
ba re wa tsana pela wa 10 ko mo pipia
ha ka ya ko mo tseleng ya gweta
mar gweta fair
ha ba ntse ba tsamaya mo tseleng ko ba ye manteng go nna le network they only discovered there or they were given a red card and that they lost the game me ha ba tswa kwa ne ba le gore no gona le penalty mo game ya bona
how
a ke re ke a le bolela re motho o kile a hua red card tse pedi mo na hele le tseke dio tse di a iraga
re letse mo ga
typing error
isn't typing error
kana ke ra ke lebeletse game monna o mongwe o kile a hua man of the match a ke re gompie go ha ke botsa gore who's the best player batho ba re Zakia moletsa gore ba clown referee kile a hua man of the match ko le batseko dio hela tse le di a iraga ya no le lebela le tata le boela kwano ha etsene ke se gate tshamiko ya leng wafcon wa khona ga tibitswang afcon ya basadi
but next year
next year but the dates are not final
ba ka iphushetse next year ya rena re spendile madi rile Europe wena kana gore le madi ya ne ra yu ke FNB ya re boele tere ba re kana no go tlusudisitswa ha lo ketse
ke gore la re taireya
go ta go bua nnete bola basadi monna e dirisiwa hela for publicity stunts nobody really cares about it ke ra hela re ta go bua nnete hela bola basadi dirisiwa for the publicity stunts
ke your trophy girlfriend
ke a go bolelela
we tse do tse lana kills
gompie kwana ha o tsena mo di groupung tsa rena tsa BFA ta bo go ikgantsho wena semama ro ile go ke o mo di committee tsa khosafa tsa a ke ba sa dirise borumi ba bone mo khosafa le khefo go advocate la gore ke tournament ya basadi tshamiki kana ke gore nna nteng hela gape nna isko kuto re tabere bolela go te motho o na le role ko khosafa kana ko khefo ha re nkere bolela gore o initiateileng gone ko don't tell us about the seat re bolela gore gompie go change 1 2 3 because our men or our woman at that seat advocated for a change of scenery because of 1 2 3
and folks how ka lemoga ka ha re leng very poor at planning ka teng the more intse to solusiwa for the more we need to graduate other players, the more we need to start looking for who's going to play that tournament, because it might not be the entire cohort a qualified.
Hush. Remember that. League ya rona e mtsha simola leng.
Barle September.
The fixture di dule.
Ka di 7 and the 15.
The 15.
Ka di 7 and the 15.
Bozora Premier League. Ke ngile di 7 ka di 15. Re be tsuru bira ga lempele before it.
Re confirm.
Ba tlhopha ka di 14 tsa September.
Ke mang yo genius ene di sa ra gore FA Cup e tshameke weekend e tang.
Se le go decide last day.
Sa le go decide last day. Gore go ya international lempele bogora. Gona le league mo la hatseng e simolang e be hela ka May sa ntseng e sa le tsuko morago ke rona hela.
O itse last day se mo ka 21
Tsaka September.
Tsaka June.
So we are on schedule.
a week back.
So gora di team tsotlhe di chaisitse go se team tse thutse he. And le tsone di team tse teng ga se gore di campile senta ka gore some of the players ba go national team.
Tota remember kana wa di games tse di jelong akere. Tsenga be di tsentso go.
Oh di games tse le tsone di ka mo di re pushitse.
Those 2 weeks weekend.
Hash, msara ba di kile tsa so sa di games tse daga le ba ga ka re go muas ka dwa le ba ka rota wala go
wona
no wona la pala bua o re tsi muate ga tja ba o chakara go go de ba o bila je se sale ba ithala go pela ke yeme yela a ke tsinye ke ba tla jwa nenga lexi Kiyeme kiyela agitsinye ke batla jwa galaxy hage batle
manga ba mang
o ha replace di dirikise ka di team no so go tsenya team
ke tshabilo tse ka ne ka tse team
o tsaba batla gore
ya gora sa
bata gore o sentse bo gola ha paletswe ke team a itse re ka borileng o ka borile ha ke batle chema ha ke batle chema ke batla jwa Galaxy ha ke batle chema ha ke batle
Mokgokolosa
ke batla jwa ke fela ha ke tsikinyere ke batla jwa Galaxy eshe ko re dira jo ka di tse siama ka le yena tse di la mo bolo ya rena di borisa bolo itse di borisa bolo kantela re ne se batho thono mila etsa ni busetsa ka ha ko re ke ba thata he
sape ka la motho o etsa
ai go ri ana CEO no go te kontraka ba expire le go tsubo office CEO
the end of junior
end of junior ra tsotse re be re bona rira ya no go ra re go hile ka ene kana ha ka ja re buela ka ra ke ra ka ra BFL ha iyo
like what on taloso ra ro ne se motho o etsa ora ya nga ro mlezi o thono
nya ke re batla go bona no na le tloso go thono be re le letsi ya re sa rate ha le dirisa ka tira etsa
but think of it folks you saying to me I'm giving you autonomy that's independence kana wa England ete go tsa independence a botswa
kana go tsana le England ya la re ke September re ka September re le ko stadium go rena le bo dibamba o itse dibamba
so on top of that
Moretz ya ba pele tutse botu Moretz re sandela voice note bolala khala se go di dibamba ke ma dibamba molelo re dibamba ke ma re santse re na le dibamba re celebrate gore ra le freedom since 1966 e be ra mosadi ja la tsena o tshodi bere ke le ditse ke ga ibat
so you want to have your own house which is private to you and you are the owner where now you are the owner of your own house have people who are going to run this ele shareholding who are going to be in charge of that private entity which is yours design or le nera la yanka ku ever hands are the fox ever ter la rala batema
la rala fox na go singel montunyalona la tshameka re etsa yo theke bile ra etsa
wa ba re gate
kantela kitchen ke la bana sa gore ntwe a re tseri e buse ditse ka
e buse go ebile ke
e buse go bitsi
ebile ke step down
ai men ba itse ke lemogile ha rena banna mona mo bolong ya rona we have a bunch of cowards ha rena banna go tlhelele o bona batho bana go ile ga tlo go tembosa ga tuburileng ya no those were men those were men everything should have come to a halt remi se re tsi
no be
ya no wa itse ke banna ba rona ba le weak
yes
banna ba rona ba weak because mogokolo sa ba tshwere seng bontsi ja batho ba mogokolo sa ba tshwere seng
no go ntsalo folks
kana ha o batla go ja monata uto mogokolo sa kana hana ho ha o batla go mo ja monate ko mona nteng ya lo bo ya go nna ha moroga gago o bo moretsi o ta uto a bua re nya yo kana yo a bila ska ba bua sepe yo ke bata 40,000 twat yo ska ba bua sepe maro bana ka letse o bua inyene so we
why is it but it's
but it's serious it's true
it's a fact
it's serious
it's a fact
hey
is it yeah it is it's a fact when you look at people who are actually supposed to complain because you think they're supposed to complain those people are quiet
but they're very quiet
someone who you feel maybe death is closer to him than you but that person is quiet something is fishy there something is dicey
we're eating from the same place
what does it say to us if as an entire footballing nation we are being run hella by one chama one come on one allow potaka allow ka
I understand
re weak make our weak ka gore o ba tshwere seng ene khanye boela go khanye le bua ke Mr. Masali la khantela gore a re sekang ra lose patience ya go emela modimo go bolwa ke tala 5 years ga se sepe compared with the 50 years yo yang go bolwa ke monono o tswang ko morena o ka skingere ka tsatsi lepe a imisi batho a re mpone ngile modimo go mpie ko fox o khosi it's me ya nontala ya rona tala le gore ka weekend hela ha go ka nna Friday Saturday Sunday ke sanwa ke phoso ene ke itse go nka di bona nteng mahala ha se bidi yana but
ene ba go bola banna ba teng
banna ba teng auto even the most thoughtful of them ba ke neng ke itse gore monna o botlhaleng
a man of integrity
o botlhale. This is a man of integrity auto integrity ya teng e dule because soul ya rona hela it's so cheap at the right price we sell our souls. Yeah, no, na concern ya me o tla itlhala ise well na I don't care about the Premier League. One of the people ba ile re ke a le bolela re ke lebella di game di le 4 mo Premier League hela and I'm done. Na khanya me mo future what does the future hold for a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 18-year-old if right now re palwa ke go build a platform? We have so many people ba re na re ba parade mo di pages tsa rona. Hey, this is Mamman role ya gagwe kiye. Don't tell us about these people's roles. What did they do? The outcome with the guy. Go township rollers, there are so many minds that go integrate to an ego. We ran kati. I don't know the status updating. I don't know the status updating. I want to have a bit to go to the township rollers ke brand. No. Reha. We ran kati. Mrs. Concrete. Seleka ribitsang la rebaha la rebolela plan ya lona ya wa kopile e se wa go tlola le bua gore township rollers ke brand he o fox securely o blind se re bolelle ka bo blind ba go show us the results. Where are the outcomes? Khater na le executive committee ke ra ka ke le botsa ke le ra ke who truly cares about women football in Botswana? Who truly cares? That one person o re ka re mo executiving kana o mo set up nya rona ya football ya rona yo ngakalang a ema a re ke eme ha ke suti ha ke lenteng ha a dilo di banka nngwe basadi ba rona ba sireletsege bo bolong bana ba rona ba tshele sente ba nne le di opportunities tse leng gore bana ba di bona ke ma a le one ali one we re hela emela hela na ba buela women football or ke ikhantsang ka ene champion ya women football ke but when it's conducive, when it benefits us ra tola re pagama ditafone women football. Do they know how these girls live ko ditlabong tse ba leng go tshwanetse le ba ba tsereng go khakala go teta kwa no to go tshameka football ngwana ba khona go nna habe ke a sera sha come so it becomes something else ba tsewa ke banna ko ka gore ano ntala le yone kana tlala ke yone irang gore bana ba helle ba jola le fox bana ba se ba to go jola le. But nobody cares about these things. But how often do you see mo di page go parade wa go te champion ya safeguarding? Se re bolelle gore motho ke champion ya safeguarding ka gore o tswa go dira course o safeguardile bana ba le kae mo kgwedi re he di case study go le gona le bana ba le 20 ba baneng ba tsela mo situationing e ntsenyana. This champion of ours went there, did her investigation, and afterwards the intervention ikitse 15 isitswe kwa because of 1 2 3 5 ikele re bo di tutor kwa ka gore kwala form 3 le form 5. This is what we are doing because ra itse gore economically when a woman is strong o khona gore a ipuelelle a re no ibile le ka moso a prepare for life after football. Miyara re me hala wona highly national team yon nakanyame santsele. Anyone who's over 30 years who still gets called ko national team in Botswana gore bontsha gore ga re serious because motho o 33 how long can they play for the national team? Hala ha wana re tsamara o bitsa motho o 33 when we should be opting for a 23-year-old who we cannot opt for because in the last 5 or 6 years gonzo go sena school sports go bontsha gore ga rena plan re all over the place. Moshaka o laolo gore a ba bo kwa go te he's a great player gore bontsha ka ha bana ba rona ba Botswana ba leng puo ka teng. Moshaka o laolo should not be shining in this league go sontse re be go shayana bana ba banyenyane. Ha o bona moshaka o laolo a sentse a tshameka ha o bona Simisane Mathuba a sentse a tshameka mo e reng Simisane a tswa hale township roller se be sa la struggle go win go bontsha gore re khakala le nnete. Ke nna ke high example le ka number 7 wa rollers ga ke le ba
Edwin
Malus.
Edwin o introduce mo bolong a sentse a tsena go senior Wodo Edwin before a ya go ira tertiary ko states kwa nana le transman da za mo national stadium mo le go tetsi batho ba bangwe ba pagame ko di roofung le ba kgagola Chiefs ke na go gore ba kgagola Chiefs ya gore e le referee ba kgagola Chiefs ba kgagola irila ya go gora goal ya winning goal a ba apola skipper a ya go dressing room ka re na ntse itsore ke tse re yellow card. A youngster o na le passion e nngwe yana e rileng ha neng ke le teng go hisa ke bo ke tsana ke serame ke re what the hell la bo hela ke bona passion e ntsenyana ne ke lebeletse TV kwa lapeng ke lebeletse Champions League mo ESPN. Look at this youngster ba ka ebo Edwin Walusi ba gompieko
got all these players that you are talking about now, folks. Look at Mosha, even Dambe.
By introducing
I'm 17 years old. Now I don't understand what people are saying. They're just defeating me. I don't understand what they're saying. But because now they are older, they still want to hang on to those older players, denying young players a chance. When are we going to get?
Somebody gave way for them. Exactly.
And you know how that way was given? It was after relegate. Because they didn't have resources. So the only option was to go down now to development. You saw Township and go Palapel. You saw it, how good those boys are. And none of those are in this. Like I gave you example, Kagu is old now. I'm just saying it because he should be there. He's around 19 years old. But he has passed his date. We need someone who's 17, who's 18 to be talking of now.
Obana police or it's a blessing in disguise. They should get rid of all these star players. Get rid of all of them. Abatsamaye we itimolela kotas. Men rapen na ke lemogile se go bona BDF. They are next in relegating. YaronaFM yellow.
Hey folks.
Melara ruelma.
Kana na kwabo ya we rinuluba onkopetsa bo bethebe maiketso.
Aha.
David win moalusi.
Eish.
Go na le bo hasla pile ya pa ko center chief. Go na le bo utimo alusi. Motho go ne ke sa tshabe go tswa ha. Le nta tsheta ke re batla go lebela utimo alusi le nkonti. Go na le bo mo ke tsitla ntshekela go bidya ke sa tshabe go tswa ke nta tsheta ka go lebela go tla ntshekela mo ke. Ya fa go tswa ke nta tsheta ka go lebela no ama posa shangwana. Go nke go ate seteni.
Yeah.
Go re bana go morago mo nke be re gatela tere se go morago ya nong ka bo 25 years.
Results re bua gore nya team e tshamekile re kgona go bona direction.
No, nya tota mo go tlelele se tsile go boka ba tswa bala ba le gore ba tle go bola bolo a rona. Le ba tsa tsheta rona le ba tsa makona ke re fa ile ba le gore motsana re mo dile. Go tla gona go create employment a hira ba tsana ba mo le ba gona go dira ke re gore motswa kwa ta a ra tsheta rona ba tsa maako ga botse. Ba tsa mari ro mo a yetse kontraka ba bela kontraka tsa tsheta rona wa tsa mari benefit ai.
Hela re hira motsana re ta be re bua re kana mme a rena mmadi. Go mari ga betso le go sign up ko Vision Active go taboga mo sera me ha go shapa go na le treadmill da ba. Ha le tsena ko Vision Active go na le me o mongwana ke trainer ra bona go blind. Go bua go teta di 110. Ke be de ya go mpiko. So ke batare before river o mo opelle da white. Hey, get highlights Mexican girls. Has so rare challenge you.
Let's say better
Na ke rata be ba ta graciera le go pasa bona. Na re batho ba re ba nga ba rasna ya ga venga go Mexican. Se sa bo
bezera na.
Se sa bo go winners. Ya, police ya la ke go ga dibi. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Taiwan. Happy birthday to you. You belong to the zoo. You belong to the zoo. With the monkeys and the gorillas, 'cause they smell just like you. Ah, give me the message. I make a birthday out. Hello. Ah, moto was be u duro pile le mo. He? Ne rope la mahal. U duro. Ke zo veritse ka eno. Ga teng go prisons.
Nya, ne go bontsha gore di tebe di tshameka le.
Gona le tournament. Mpolele koka.
Welcome to the
Ah, moto he zo ke time. Re ntse re ra mo opela. Gona le tournament a banyana kae?
Gona le tournament a banyana ko Gopong weekend ya di 15-16. Di team tse di tabeng di le mo teng ke the Lion FC, Moletamotse ladies.
Maletamotse wa rena mo.
Maletamotse.
Ang go re tsa RB1.
I'm loyal. BDF ladies, Exodus FC, Khabani United, Presence ladies, New Angels and Extension Gunners.
Aha, sure. Over there we go tsela.
No, get top.
Otherwise, have a great week And up next we have DJ Kels on The Revolution. Let's get a only the truth shall set us free.
This is the world famous Sunday Soccer Show. Sundays 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox on YaronaFM.
Lord Jesus, we thank you that your will has been done. We thank you for the future ideas that you are going to give us to be able to be a blessing to this country. We pray for more of this, and we pray that you may continually lead and instruct us in Jesus' name. Amen.
At Fox Patimo on Twitter and the gram.
Me I'm a soldier. Me I'm a soldier. Me I'm a shangane. Me I'm a shangane. Oh, I don't
The YaronaFM Sunday Soccer Show. Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. with Fox. Like, subscribe, follow. YaronaFM on the social.